This podcast is brought to you by Audible.com, the internet's leading provider of audiobooks with more than 150,000 downloadable titles across all types of literature, including fiction, nonfiction, and periodicals. For a free audiobook of your choice, go to audiblepodcast.com/RT. That's audiblepodcast.com/RT. This episode of Rooster Teeth Podcast is also brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. For a free trial and 10% off, go to squarespace.com and use offer code GUSISAWESOME. Again, that offer code is GUSISAWESOME. Hey everyone, welcome to the Canadian Thanksgiving edition of the Rooster Teeth Podcast.
Yay!
This week featuring Gus, Gavin, Barbara, Brandon, and Gus.
Hello.
So it's Columbus Day and also Canadian.
Is it really Columbus?
Canada Day.
Is it really Columbus Day?
Yeah, it's Columbus Day.
I had no idea.
It's Columbus Day, and we're
It's not
celebrating
really,
the Canadian holiday of Thanksgiving.
So enjoy some food. We got a
Yeah.
lovely spread here of traditional food. Sorry we couldn't get the poutine ready
people
for
were
you.
asking me, Kara and Gus were both asking me what like traditional Canadian Thanksgiving food was, and I'm just like, same thing as every holiday everyone ever celebrates is turkey and mashed potatoes and all that
Got
stuff.
some ham.
No
That's a
poutine, though.
dried up, wonderful piece of ham there.
Does this remind you of the food you had to eat during immersion?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
What is
those
turkey
turkey
legs?
legs.
Yeah, here, give me some of that.
Do you want a leg?
Yeah.
Or people aren't so big on Columbus Day anymore, are they?
I heard
It's like
who was
falling
it?
out of fashion.
Someone, I heard someone refer to it today as Explorers Day.
Oh, really?
Well,
Yeah.
it's because Columbus did all that genocide crap.
Yeah, I think it was.
Murdered all
It
those
was
people.
it was rapist.
Wow, this is-
murderer. Is all of it? None of it was good.
None of it
Also,
was good.
didn't really discover America.
Yeah, I think it was in the Indies, right? That's where he. No,
Canada.
I did that for Canada.
Yeah?
Thank you, we appreciate it as a country.
It's
thought-
really good, guys. Dig in.
I thought the Vikings discovered America.
Brandon, would
yeah,
you like
well, I
anything?
mean, I think a lot of people discovered America over the course
I
of
don't know
Those
why-
are the
history.
people who fucking lived here.
Yeah.
I mean, the people who lived here for fucking 15,000 years.
They didn't start there, though.
Right, that's why they discovered it.
Yeah. But I just like the fact that Columbus is celebrated. It's like, hey, look what I discovered. And there's all these people here already. It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah.
Just like a true American, he took credit for it.
All right, it's time for
Get
the turkey
out.
leg.
We also have a selection of Oktoberfest beers as well,
Because it's October.
because it's October.
That's
and
a German thing, right?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Didn't we have Oktoberfest in Austin recently?
There was an Oktoberfest in Fredericksburg a couple of weeks ago that Bernie invited me to go out there with him.
These mics are not very conducive to eating.
But apparently they only do Oktoberfest for one weekend in Fredericksburg.
It's weird.
You know, so that was really weird. It's like Oktoberfest for 2 days. It's good, right?
Yeah.
There's
It
a lot
definitely
of-
was a turkey at one point.
I don't think there's a lot of Germans who live here anymore.
I
But
think
there's
there
a lot
are.
of like German settlers, right? I mean, that's why we have Schlitterbahn, obviously.
Yes.
Is that why we have Schlitter?
Yeah, it is. I mean,
Schlitterbahn is
we have,
German for slippery road,
Slippery
right?
Road, yeah. Was I the one who told you that?
No. Fucking living in Texas for 30 years taught me that.
Oh no, I just taught some people that like recently.
Not
But
me.
you might have been one of them.
Oh, hit me up with some of those potatoes. Oh, yeah. That's the stuff. So Thanksgiving is late this year. Like real Thanksgiving is like really late. It's like November 28th or some shit.
Isn't there
you
usually
serious?
like a week in between American Thanksgiving and like Cyber Monday? Or Black Friday?
That's a
no,
day.
Black.
Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the point.
There's like someone said that we're losing a week of
Well, we're losing a week of holiday shopping because the Thanksgiving falls so late in November this year. It's
okay.
literally like 2 days before the end of the month instead of where it could be theoretically the week before.
Is November 1st probably on a Friday or something? Like right after.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, November 1st is a
And
Friday.
shit, daylight savings doesn't kick in till November 3rd. Like it's already fucking dark as shit in the morning. And I looked it up because I was like, surely we got to be fixing this, right?
I remember Halloween a few years ago. Daylight savings was on Halloween night, and so we were out of the bars 2 a.m. We're like, oh shit, we have to go home, and all of a sudden it's 1 again.
Yeah.
So do bars stay open? They do, right?
Yeah, they stay open for that extra hour.
That's nice.
It's awesome.
We're
It's awesome.
We're gonna be doing a stream for Extra Life on that night. Usually it's a 24-hour stream, but this time it's 25-hour stream because of that extra hour.
It's on November 2nd.
November 2nd from 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. on November 3rd.
All 25 hours.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think Jack had a journal about that.
Yeah, we have a team on extra-life.org. If you search for like Jack Batillo as a player, you're gonna find our team. So you should register.
or search for Rooster Teeth, right?
I tried that. You can only search for players.
You can only search for players. Okay, so search for Jack Patillo. 2 T's, 2 L's, and
Mugshot.
1 big O.
Or just check out his journal on the Rooster Teeth website.
So I'm happy to see that we're taking part in that and expanding what we do a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So are you going to take part in it at all? Anybody here going to take part in it at all?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm probably going to be there for a really big portion of the time, just to filter in questions from the community and stuff.
What,
Not
is it like
necessarily
charity or
play.
something?
Yeah.
Where is it?
We're going to
It's
do
here.
it right on the podcast set.
Oh.
Is it the weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You going to do it?
Sure.
What about you, Brandon?
I don't know. Maybe.
Wow, a lot of great commitments
Wow.
here.
Are you going to do it, Gus?
No.
What the hell? You make us look like
My
assholes.
sister-in-law's getting married that weekend, so I'm not gonna.
I
I'm
just
not
wanted
gonna be
you to
here.
have to answer. I already knew that, but I just
You're an
wanted to hear you.
asshole.
I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be at a fucking wedding
Where?
in Austin.
For all 25 hours?
Did you
That's
forget
crazy.
that when you were trying to make us feel like assholes? Did you just remember, or was
A
this from the beginning?
25-hour event, and you're going to be at a wedding around the corner.
You're like, maybe they won't ask me. Maybe I can
I
just
don't
get
know.
away. with
Maybe you
being
guys
a
are kind of
dick.
rude. This beer's not very good.
We're here supporting kids' hospitals, and you're...
Hey, I signed up. I raised money
Oh,
on the website. I signed up as a player. I'm on the
Oh,
Rooster
fair
Teeth
enough.
team. If you don't want to search for Jack, you can also search for Gus Sorola, a much more handsome member of the Rooster Teeth team.
It's very true.
Sorola.
Yes.
Yes.
Like Corolla, but not at all.
Heyo.
We haven't got that new
So-
Pokemon, guy.
Yeah, I got the new Pokemon game. I'll talk about that in a bit. I'll talk about something else first.
This image is awesome.
The other day, I was reading through Reddit, and I saw that there was a porn star doing an AMA, and it was the
Which one?
Asa Akira. She's a
Okay.
Asian porn actress, and so I was reading through like the questions and the answers she gave, and someone asked her, "Is there anything you won't do in porn?" And she said
DVDA?
she won't do anything that degrades Asian culture.
Okay.
And I thought that's an interesting way to think about it. So it made me think. It made me think about porn, and why. It made me wonder why is it that porn is the last place where racism is okay.
But everything's okay in porn. Like
It's
every
like-
taboo is just like everybody except like, all right, it's okay.
Well,
Especially
like-
if that is a punny title.
Yeah, I agree.
What's
Yeah.
okay racist-wise?
Like you'll always hear a
Like a
lot
maid
of
or
like
something.
stereotypes, not like between names.
I'm not
of porn
endorsing it,
and
by
then
the
like
way.
stereotypes that are reinforced through porn. I found an article that talked about it that we'll link in the link dump, but it's like if it's an interracial couple, like the comments are always made about the non-white participant.
It's true.
Oh, see, there it is. And also, it's like minority porn actors and actresses are not paid as much as their white counterparts.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that because white people watch porn and other people don't?
I don't know, but it's like
Gavin, I
it's
don't
so
think that's
weird
the
that
case.
like the last
It's
place
like
where it's like kind of still okay is in porn.
They're 30 years behind everybody else.
It's like there is literally a porn star who will put stuff in her butt, but she won't do racist stuff. It's like that she has to make that line. It's like, yeah, I'll do anything
That's really
except
good.
for racist
We've all
stuff.
been there.
That makes sense. Because racism isn't okay. Anal is.
Yeah. So then, in reading the
It's
AMA,
Gavin's philosophy
I have
as
something
well.
about that also. In reading that AMA, I realized that she has a podcast. I was like, okay, I gotta listen to this and see what it's about. So it's like her and some other dude, and the other dude talks most of the time. And I was listening to their most recent episode, and they had another porn star on as a guest, and they were interviewing her, and they said there are 1,400 billionaires in the world.
1,400
Do you
billion.
think there are more billionaires in the world, or people who've had two dicks in their ass at the same time?
2 dicks in their ass.
Yeah. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. I don't think it's close.
You don't think so?
No, I would
can't
think it'd
be.
be close
That's
if
a
it was.
logistic- that's a
if it was
logistic nightmare,
3
dude.
dicks.
How do you-
It's
I
like
think that's
flight
close,
control?
Barbara. Fair, 3 dicks. That's close.
See, what you're talking about there
And that's
is
just no.
you're talking about 2,800 dudes who don't mind rubbing another knob with their cock in an ass.
I'm just
Yeah.
It's just in America. In America only?
in the world.
No, in the world.
In the world?
Yeah.
Would you
Oh, easily.
Easily.
would you
more.
put your penis against another penis if it was in a girl?
I don't think so. No.
What if she was like the hottest girl you could think of?
No, I don't think so.
My thing is, it isn't so
But see,
much.
that's part of like the logistic and the planning aspect. Like you've got to be able to find. Maybe I'm wishy-washy now. I feel like maybe there probably are more than 1,400 people who've done that.
Yeah. I don't think it's so much what you'd want to do, what you don't want to do. I think you just run out of stuff. I think it's just like, we're going to be here for a while. We got to try some new things. They're just going to get repetitive. Does it make sense?
What, porn?
No. If it's like two
No, yeah, definitely
dudes-
porn. Like they've done everything, right?
I can't think of anything else that they could do.
Has there been 0G porn?
Rule
we
34.
talked about doing it. I think they tried to do it in the vomit comment, but they weren't allowed or something.
There's had to have been 0G porn.
Why?
I don't know how, but it exists.
Has to
somehow.
have been.
Maybe like they're on strings or something.
No, that's not 0G.
Like it's not legit 0G, but
So,
like
like-
cinematic 0G.
Some sort of porn with some wire fighting, maybe. But I don't think 0G would have.
What do they
like-
do in space?
Huh?
What do they do in space?
Usually
Fuck.
collect rocks and stuff.
No, I mean like, dude, like, the guy doesn't spend like a year and a half in space and not like.
It's funny you asked that. I just read through something else a little while ago, like right before we came on the podcast. I just read there was another like AMA type thing on Reddit where someone asked that.
What, like, how do you monk it in
Yeah,
space?
like-
I think Miles has a comment.
Can
for us.
astronauts jack off in
It
space?
seems like it would hurt.
And what we're gonna prep for you. But someone who's actually been on the space station said that and even when you're on the space station, there are areas where you can have quiet time to yourself.
Well, it's just a... Yeah.
Where does your stuff go when?
I guess you have to collect it. It probably starts like flying all over
Yeah.
the place.
Yeah, but you don't have to do that with poo, do you?
No, because it's like a vacuum when you
you
go
just-
to the bathroom
You
in
just
space.
put it on the end of your knob and go for it.
Yeah, it's just like this special toilet you sit in. that
Talk
just,
about
like,
a blowjob. Because it's blowing.
sucking.
It's sucking.
Oh,
Although I guess a blowjob's the same thing.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
It's just reverse. it's reverse blowing.
Blew my mind.
Yeah.
Are we ready for him over there? All right. So I guess Miles, you have something to say about this?
Okay, on the topic of 0G porn, I know that there has been underwater porn where they have like respirators and shit.
He's
and there's,
very
like,
excited
coral
about
reefs.
this, by the way.
And then there's been like when when you get in a plane and it goes up and up and up and then it goes down really, really fast
Yeah.
and everybody's floating momentarily.
Vomit comet.
That's been done. Is that what that's called? Vomit
Yeah.
comet?
See, I
Alright,
knew
well, there
it.
you go. So see, it's
So they
it's been
actually
done to the extent that it
Miles,
can be done.
how do you know this?
Because I have the internet.
So wait,
Barbara.
you've seen vomit comet porn?
I haven't seen it, but I know it's out there.
Oh.
Could you do some research for us?
I'll get right on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you not change your shirt? Getting in front of a
No,
girl?
it's fine. He's fine. He's
It's a dark green shirt.
What's wrong with
You
the
were
shirt?
talking about, hey Brandon, you were talking about punny titles for porn. What is the best porn title you've ever seen?
Oh, I have horrible memory, but they're
For all of you,
tremendous.
for all of you.
Like I don't know who writes that stuff, but it's like the
DVDA
best
on DVD.
actors or the best writers in Hollywood. I feel like their side job is just writing funny porn names.
I'll
I
give
feel
you an
like
example.
I feel like that's a lost art, though. Now it's all like so a triple X parody.
I don't know if it's a parody title or if it's actually real, but I like In Diana Jones.
That's a good one. Is Saving Ryan's Privates real?
I don't think so.
Sounds
Sometimes,
like
sometimes they have really, really good like taglines. My favorite one was for my buddy's 18th birthday. We took him to a porn shop because there's fucking nothing else you can do when you turn 18. So we took him there, and the favorite one that we found was Battle of the Monster Cocks, and the tagline was, "No matter who wins, she loses." That is hands down the
Jesus.
worst
What?
and best title follow-up tagline I've ever seen in pornography.
Jeez,
No
man.
matter who wins, she loses.
That's horrible.
My favorite part of this is Carrie giggling on the side of the podcast here.
Seen some deplorable things.
Carrie likes that one.
Yeah, I did.
That's all.
That's a Carrie
okay.
joke.
We're going to talk to you guys again here in just a second. So those guys were over at New York Comic Con, and I definitely want to hear from you guys how that went. But did you hear the thing that happened with New York Comic Con and Twitter?
Yes.
Where attendees registered, and when they registered, they had the opportunity to link their Twitter account to make the process easier for picking up their badges. And then as a result of that, the New York Comic Con started taking control of their accounts and issuing fake tweets as those people.
Yeah.
So I know
It happened to Greg Miller.
Greg Miller, Brian Crescente, Harry Knowles all had tweets go out that they did not author. They were
I
all
would
like,
be livid.
Yeah,
How do you
it's
think
like
they could get away with that?
What was
Or
the
just-
tweet like? Love in New York Comic Con. Check out this link or something.
yeah,
It was like a
so
bit
so
long
much
link.
to see, so awesome. And then the next day, New York Comic Con issued a statement via Twitter that was like, we disabled this opt-in feature for everyone. No need to worry. It's like not even an apology, nothing. Just
Seriously?
So is
Yeah.
it just the kind of thing that they should have read it when they linked that they would post?
yeah, but I mean,
Probably.
if you sign into stuff with Twitter, I used to be worried about that, but
Sometimes
I
it
feel like
says
that
what
doesn't
the
happen anymore.
access grants it, and it'll be like it could read your tweets, it could post for you, it could do this,
Yeah.
and this.
Fuck that, dude.
If it ever says it could post for you, I always deny.
No, anything. Like I would never give that password to anybody. I mean, you don't know who works at any
You don't even give
place.
them the password. It's just like an API authorization, you know?
Yeah, but they could write something like horrible
Yeah, so then the solution was to go into your settings on the Twitter website and then revoke access to them. You couldn't even do it through the app on your phone. You had to go through the website in order to get it done. So that was crazy. And the thing to me is, New York Comic Con is a sold-out show. It's like, why are they doing this? And the even funnier thing was, if you searched hashtag NYCC, it was just like a wall of the same tweets.
Over and over. Do you think the fallout from that is worse than what they got out of it? Like, in the end of the day, was it worth doing?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Because I think it only affected a few people with a large amount of followers. But for the most part, I don't think people
And after
cared.
a day, people don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, because most people who attend aren't, like a Greg Miller or people with, tons of Twitter followers. Just people who tweet to their friends, and they don't care. They're probably happy that this tweet went out tagging them as being at New York
What
Comic
did
Con.
the link go to?
They were it went to New York Comic Con's Facebook page.
That is filthy play, that is.
It's a bright light coming from over there.
So we got the guys who were there at New York getting set up. We'll be with them in just a minute. But we had a good time. You and I went to New York Comic Con like 2 years ago with
Michael and Chris.
That's where the Ice Cream Stories animated adventure came from.
Yeah.
That was also
They went
Kevin,
goods
right?
up to here. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kevin.
that was also Kevin, the drug dealer.
That's where Gus arm wrestled Michael.
And then I arm wrestled Barbara.
And arm wrestled me and Juan.
That's right, ladies.
That was right before I actually came to Rooster Teeth. So I knew I was being hired, but I didn't actually start at the office yet.
Yeah, it was like a month before.
Yeah.
They good to go? All right, so we're going to talk to Monty, Miles, and Carrie, who were actually out there representing Rooster Teeth.
Is Monty awake?
What's
There he
going
is.
on, guys?
Not much. So how was New York Comic Con?
Fucking crazy. There was a lot more people than I think New York Comic Con was prepared for.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like at the event we went to. I just felt like, I don't know, I expect to see that many people in San Diego, but not in New York. I don't know why.
Every single escalator was
I hear everybody
completely
was having an
packed.
awesome time, though.
Yeah, I saw lots of great tweets about the show.
Yeah, we actually got in trouble for having too big of a line, which is like the best problem you could ever have.
Yeah.
So thank you to everyone who came out to see us, and sorry if we did not get a chance to see you.
Yep. Our booth was at the front of the hall, and the line stretched to the back of the hall. It
Wow,
was
so
like 4 people wide on
Yeah.
average.
So it was like a straight line down the
It
entire
didn't
length.
even
Yeah.
look like a line. It looked like if you took a picture of it, you looked like you were just taking a picture of Comic-Con.
What-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if you guys had gone and tried to get in line. Like in the very back of the line, be like, "What's this line for?" Oh, Ruby. Oh, okay, cool.
I actually had to walk through it, and people were like, and they were just, and then they'd know.
Yeah, you posted a Vine, I think, of that entire line, or like clump of people.
Oh, so the line was only 6 seconds long.
Well, I mean, he just kind of like raised the camera up so you could see everybody waiting. But it was like 4 rows thick, I think.
Yeah, it was.
So apparently, at some point during the weekend, security was like, "All right, this line is out of control. We need to handle it. We need to cap it. We need to like find out where it's going to turn, all that stuff." And then the next day, like we show up to the booth, and like there's security everywhere. We have someone at the front of the line, someone at the end of the line.
tape.
There's tape
tape
I don't know why
everywhere.
they got tape, but they got tape. And then and at some point, some dude walks up and is like, which one of you guys asked for all of my security guys to be here? And we're like, you did, because our line is too ridiculous. Anytime security went by, you just hear on the radio like, what the fuck's going on over at Rooster Teeth? It's fucking zoo down there. This shit's fucking crazy.
But it did go better that day, so.
It was
they
awesome.
handled
It was
like
nice.
a pro. Who's that guy at the front of the line?
I don't know, whoever the
I
guy
don't
at the
know.
front of the
Yeah.
line was like stereotypical New York, like, all right, you want to come down, get your stuff signed by Monty, you're going to come in. All right, take the picture. Beautiful, beautiful. Get out of here. It was awesome.
great.
It was super cool.
He was like the security guy who was helping there with the traffic control.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Nice.
Monty
And then the panel went great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
What'd you show?
We showed last week's episode and this week's episode coming up. So Steve.
So
we
all the
also
people at
showed
the
a
panel got to
Chinese
see
dub of Ruby that we found on the
Yeah.
internet. That is the greatest thing ever. So that was pretty
and
cool.
And an AMV.
Yeah.
And an AMV, yeah. So it was
How
a good
many-
panel.
Like a fan made AMV.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
To Attack on Titan.
It was nice. It was a really cool trip. Except everything in New York is fucking expensive.
Except
99-cent pizza.
How many Ruby cosplayers did you see?
we're talking about pizza now, Barbara. No,
Okay.
there's a bunch actually.
What did-
How many pizza
Yeah.
cosplayers did you see?
Not enough.
Not
Dude.
enough.
It was a taco.
I'm gonna cosplay as pizza.
Pizza the Hut.
No, there was a
No,
guy
just
cosplaying as
pizza.
a taco.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
He was tasty.
He
looking.
hugged us. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, spicy.
I got lettuce.
So
on there.
Ruby cosplayers, a lot
Yeah,
of
there's a
them?
lot of Ruby cosplayers. We saw a Ren cosplayer, which was awesome.
Yeah.
We saw.
The first one we've seen in person.
Yeah, that was the
I
person
saw
we've
a
seen in
couple
person.
pictures of Jean.
We saw a bunch, of Johns.
I was
We
John.
Including Miles.
That was
Miles
fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dan for making
Yeah.
my cosplay.
Yeah.
We also saw it was the first Ruby in her school uniform outfit.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yay!
We
I was
also
hoping
had
we'd see that.
the DVD or the Blu-ray disc
Yeah.
or box there. It
Which was
so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, we wanted to steal the poster that they had.
To hold that was so cool.
It's a cool feeling.
But the Blu-ray was not for sale there yet, right?
No, it wasn't. It was just to show off, like, hey, you can pre-order this.
You can pre-order on the site as well.
Can Blu-rays have black boxes?
I didn't think so, but that was one. It
It,
had the
it
Blu-ray.
looks really cool.
It had the Blu-ray logo on it.
It did, yeah.
It was really cool.
So I see they're
That's gonna be
favoring a certain character.
That's gonna be confusing as shit.
Black Ray.
What, for
You know
people
I've
buying?
seen Blu-rays with red boxes, so
Oh, really?
yeah.
Red box.
I associate that with HD DVD because they had like the
Yeah.
maroon cases.
Right.
That had King Kong.
What else happened?
Everybody had King Kong. Streetza.
Yeah, we got a lot of street. Carrie and I made a point every day
Yeah.
to get one slice of pizza from a different place to find the best, cheapest pizza in New York.
That's pretty good.
I think it was a tie between Gotham and Two Bros.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you went to 3 different pizza places.
Oh, we went to a lot more than
we
that.
went to like 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went to
okay.
a
You're
lot
New
of
York
different
City.
ones.
Like we would go out and have a good time. We'd be like, "Oh, I can't believe I ate and drank so much. Oh, what a night! Whoa, I haven't seen that place before. One slice of cheese, please."
It's only 99 cents.
It's only 99.
Did you scope it out though before you bought the pizza? Where you're like, that guy looks really, really New Yorkish.
a little bit, but it never deterred us.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think we ever said no to a place.
How does it compare to home slice pizza? Because that apparently is supposed to be as close to New York pizza as you
It
could
was
get.
absolutely the closest to New York pizza.
Yeah.
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 Is
It was
there-
pretty good.
I'm pretty sure I've heard this thing where just like bagels and pizza in New York is better because the bread is better because the water is better.
Yeah, the supposedly Home Slice ships in water from New York to make their pizza.
What?
So that's why it's like the closest you can get to
I
having
learned
New
that
York
from
style
you last
pizza.
time we went to Home Slice.
Yeah, I'm a fountain of New York water knowledge.
I've always
No
said
pun
When I
that.
think of New
intended.
York, I
Emphasis on
think of
fountain.
clean, quality water.
I've always
You
said
made
that
a
about
pun
you
and
guys.
you didn't even realize it.
I know.
Oh.
And I totally realize it. That's the ultimate in pun making. Is you just fucking gloss right through
To
it.
not actually acknowledge
You see
it.
you see who keeps up.
Damn it.
But yeah, the weekend was pretty awesome. We did a few touristy things, mainly Comic-Con stuff, and then
Yeah.
Carrie bought Pokemon, and I didn't see him for the rest of the weekend.
It's so good.
What'd you get, X or Y?
Same game.
X or
It's so
Y.
good. I got X.
Hey, me too.
Good man.
Yay.
All
So
right.
good.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Sounds like you all had a blast.
Welcome back.
Just to add to the previous conversation real quick, there's also skydiving porn.
There's what porn?
Skydiving porn.
Gotta finish fast.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I could totally do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem for any of us.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
Is it just free fall or is it parachute too?
It was free fall. I think they stopped before the parachute because that
yeah,
seems
you would
that
think
seems
those
Okay.
would like
Well,
get
you could do
intertwined.
tandem.
That'd be the most fierce
Yeah.
pull-out.
That goes back to our conversation earlier.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
Well,
pulling the parachute while you're inside? That'd be the most fierce pull-out in history.
Yeah, I don't. That's bad. That's bad.
So surely there's some people out there that have gone skydiving that had seen if they could race their spit to the bottom.
Yeah, so surely
think,
someone's gotten cum rained on them
Oh,
like
okay.
miles high in the sky.
All right. Thanks, guys.
We're out.
Well,
And someone
that on
down,
the
someone below's like, I
cum
think a
rain.
bird just shit on me.
We are a family-friendly show.
No, we're not. All right, I'm going to read this here after that nice segue. Want to remind everyone that this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by Audible.com, the internet's leading provider of audiobooks with more than 150,000 downloadable titles across all types of literature and featuring audio versions of many New York Times bestsellers. For our listeners, Audible is offering a free audiobook to give you a chance to try out their service. One audiobook to consider is A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. For a free audiobook of your choice, go to audiblepodcast.com/RT. That's audiblepodcast.com/RT. So I looked up The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy on Audible before we came on, and it's read by Stephen Fry. So
Solid. He's good at reading.
Delicious.
definitely should check that out.
It's an awesome book.
Yeah, it's really good. I didn't realize how many there were, so I looked it up, and there were like 6.
Yeah, I have a Bible. It's just
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah.
It's like made with that really shitty paper, so it's like you can have like 10,000 pages.
I like the really
Yeah.
tissuey,
yeah,
super thin stuff.
but it looks really nice and cool.
Yeah, so I couldn't even name them all. I don't think it's like The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, The
Restaurant at the End of the Universe.
I don't know.
I have not read any of these.
It's really good.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
fine.
There's
Like,
I
a good
want
chance.
to.
He has
the
like-
audiobook for Hitchhiker's Guide is only like 5.5 hours long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not long at all.
they're like random sentences that kind of blow your mind a little bit. You're like, I never thought of it like that. That's pretty
And
crazy.
especially as the series goes on, like all these references back to the original book and like kind of tying everything together.
The movie was weird.
Yeah, I think this Stephen Fry version came out around the same time as the movie because it has like the cover art that they show in Audible is like the same. It's very similar to the movie poster.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed it. Movie. They're like
It had
flying through
Jim from The
space.
Office.
Yeah. And
That was his
that,
name,
Was
right?
he the
Or Tim?
hitchhiker?
Tim. Oh, Martin Freeman.
Tim.
that girl with the stroke face, what's her name? Zoe Deschanel.
Oh, what? I've never heard her call the girl
Stroke
stroke
Yeah,
face.
she does that thing, and she's always like,
Nah, she's the lovely pretty girl.
She's
with
all
the...
like cutesy and like.
Yeah,
look at
she's-
no,
me.
but I mean, she makes that face.
She's
so.
lovely.
No, I'm not saying she's not
She has a
lovely. I'm
nice
just saying
voice.
she looks like she had a stroke.
She sounds like a dude sometimes.
I
It's
say,
hot.
you think she has a nice voice? It's kind of dudeish.
Yeah, I like
She's kind
it.
of got a raspy
You
thing
like
going.
It's
dude-
kind of
voice?
husky. What?
You like duty voices on girls?
Duty.
I like the
Yeah, like
raspy
a girl
voice.
with a good potty mouth.
The raspy voice.
Oh.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
No?
No, I don't know. Her voice kind of bugs me sometimes.
It's better than like super shrill. I have
That
to
is the
admit.
worst. Like
Yeah.
those real, like, shrilly girl voices.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Stop it.
What? You like that?
No, I'm saying like it's like in your head. You're like,
Yeah,
stop
it's like no one actually talks like
What
that.
do you think is the worst accent on the planet?
Boston.
I watched Fargo last night. That's pretty. What accent is that?
That's like Minnesotan. That's like, yeah.
But Wisconsin, Minnesota, yeah.
That's atrocious.
That's
Really bad.
yeah.
Shout
that's
out to
hard
everybody
get
from
used
that
to.
region listening to the podcast.
I used to. I've talked about it before. I used to go to Wisconsin and Minnesota a lot for my old job. So I feel like I got used to that accent after spending so much time there.
Can you do it? Let's hear it.
No, I can't. I can't do voices. I can't do accents. I'm not.
But
That's
you're-
why. That's why Simmons,
Simmons
is my
is you.
voice.
Let's get a good Simmons.
Can you do?
Yes,
you,
sir.
Can you do an impression of you doing Simmons?
Yes, sir.
There's that great line this year too when they
Yes, sir.
they
That's the one.
somebody asks you like, what do you do or what do you?
Oh, yeah,
Are you gonna
that's
do
it. I just
something?
did it.
Yeah.
That's a really good line.
Yeah.
That was
So-
like 2 or 3 episodes ago.
Do you think you could have a whole season of Simmons dialogue just taken from old?
That's what I say. I say that all the fucking time to Miles.
Just do different inflections of those like classic
Yes.
lines.
Tell him to
done.
write season 12, but using lines you've already recorded.
You hear that, Miles? Season 12, Simmons will only use old lines and old takes. Like, good luck finding all those archives of
Yeah.
all that data.
I wonder if he could take the season 1 stuff and. Although that wasn't filtered, was it? That was over the phone.
No, season 1 stuff's not
Yeah.
usable. Mostly season 6 and on. You can grab
I was
stuff
Season
so
out.
six.
excited for Simmons to say in season 12. You ever wonder why we're here? So excited.
Yeah, that's awful. All that early stuff is so rough. That's back, like, we've essentially used, well, it's a little different now, but we for a long time, we essentially used the same recording software. Like, it's Adobe Audition now, but before it was Adobe Audition, it used to be a program called Cool Edit Pro. It was exactly the same. Like Adobe bought the people who make Cool Edit Pro, and they literally just changed the splash screen to say Adobe Audition, and instead of charging like $40, they charged like $400. It's literally the exact same program.
I really like the way it sounds because it's really nostalgic for me. Because I started watching Red vs. Blue when I was like 14. So the sound of season 1 is just like, it brings back such good memories.
Aren't you the reason it sounds like that?
Yeah.
Basically, because you were doing your lines to Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
and since it was international and sounds so shitty, we had to make everyone else sound like that.
Yeah, so everyone was recorded off of a speakerphone.
Guess.
I wonder. I don't think Bernie ever put it out, but he had like recording of the hold music when they would try to call me, and it was fucking crazy. And then on holidays, there's only so many phone lines physically running off the island. So on holidays, you would get like all circuits are busy for hours as you kept trying to call over and
Was
over.
an episode ever delayed because of that?
No. The only time there was ever an issue was that one time when we couldn't get Jason to record his lines in
just
New
got
York
Nick
because
instead.
there was a blackout.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got Nick to do it instead.
That's still one of my favorite Tucker lines, and it wasn't even
Oh,
Jason.
I
that
couldn't
did
hear
it.
you over the sound of all your team killing.
That's really funny. When was the last
They
time
do
you watched?
sound alike, those two.
When did you last watch season 1, do you think?
In its entirety?
Yeah.
It's been a while. I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. Probably 3 or 4 years, I would imagine. I watch it every now and then, but obviously it's been a little
Just
while. We just rewatched episode 1 the other day.
Yeah.
We were doing a panel.
You said some guy
Yeah.
was laughing a bunch.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that guy's literally watching it for the first time.
There's a guy literally in the front seat holding his stomach and like curled over because he was laughing so hard at episode 1.
I felt like everyone else in the audience had seen it a bunch of times, so they were like, you know.
Everyone was still laughing, but this guy was just like having a great time.
Yeah.
Feels weird. That's the only time Master Chief's ever been referenced in the show, right?
I believe so.
He's in the
That
trailer.
and in the trailer. Because they talk about the war with the Covenant.
First mention of cockbite as well in the trailer.
I think the only mention. Oh, no, never mind. No. There are other mentions of cockbite. Yeah,
There's
definitely
gotta
the
be.
first one.
Don't try to out RVB me.
No,
You may have been in it.
when Tex is her voice box.
You broke my
pops
voice
up, yeah.
box, yeah.
Yeah. You cockbiting.
So you bought Pokemon X?
I did.
How much have you played?
I played for 20 minutes. Then I remember that I hadn't beat GTA yet, so I turned it off and did that instead.
Have you beaten GTA?
Yeah, I did. I beat it.
I think I'm close.
I also saved all the assassination missions to the end and invested very wisely. And now each of my characters has $250 million.
Damn,
each.
I should have saved my assassination.
Yeah. You get some tremendous, like some of the increases in percentages is like over 100. So you double your money more than every time. It's cool.
Yeah, I did them as I was playing the game, so they didn't.
I started playing GTA last week. I've only played about 2 hours of it though so far.
Nice.
I just realized really late in the game that I could take pictures of all the fucked up stuff I was doing.
Yeah.
So I know there was a thing with a train that was going to be really awesome, and I remembered. So it's like I was literally trying to take it out really quick and like go to it and like take a picture. They don't make it easy. Like it's exactly like real life where it's a
I
pain
love
in the
that
ass.
you can pull the phone out while you're driving. It's like the D-pad. So you're like
Yeah.
obviously distracted while
Yeah.
you're driving, trying to interact with the phone.
I like that it's so subtle, but the phone that you see is actually displayed on the phone in the game. Like, it comes up on the side.
right.
But it actually happens the same screen on the phone, just really tiny. You can't
Because
see
each
it.
character has a different
Yeah.
interface. for
Doesn't
the
one
phone.
have like an iPhone, one has an Android, like they'll have different.
Yeah, the
Windows
other one's like a
iPhones.
Windows phone.
Yeah.
The most amazing thing happened today. Michael was just idle in GTA Online, and he was talking to me. And so I was looking at Michael, but I could also see his screen. And he was just stood there, and some dude walked up to him, like walked past him, and then kind of turned around and walked back, and pulled out his phone, and then like wriggled around and did a selfie with Michael, because Michael's famous and
Yeah.
stuff. And I was like, I think that dude just took his picture with you. And
While
Michael
you're
was
just
like,
standing there idly.
Michael was like, what? And pulled out an RPG and just blew the crap out of him.
I was surprised the other guy walking by didn't kill him. I feel like anytime you
Yeah.
see another player
I
in
guess you
GTA
just-
Online, it's just instant death.
Because he just wanted a picture first.
So do you just get in a random match? Or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
random
Well, I
roll
mean,
with somebody?
when you go into GA Online, by default, I think you just end up in a bunch of people's.
Yeah, you can make a private session,
Yeah.
but for the most part, you end up with people.
Sometimes when you get kicked out of a mission, you end up in a public one.
So
Yeah.
do you just go around? You don't go around killing people. You'd be an asshole,
No, there's
right?
missions and stuff.
You can.
No, but if we're just like hanging out,
No, you could totally.
that seems.
It's GTA.
Yeah, but I thought you just go and like hang out and do stuff and play tennis.
You can do that. I
Okay.
beat the shit out of Jordan in tennis the other day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I'll
heard
take you
that
on.
Grand Theft Auto has the best like tennis game.
No, golf. The golf in Grand Theft Auto is amazing.
Top
think
Spin is the best tennis game ever
was
made.
Eric from
I'll take you. No,
64.
Gus. I'll take you on the tennis.
I'll play.
And Puzzle Fighter. We still haven't played Puzzle Fighter.
I'd prefer to play some golf, though. Shut out some golf.
Eric from Make 64 said that the tennis in Grand Theft Auto is like the best tennis video game
No.
he's ever played.
Bullshit.
Top Spin.
Tennis is not that great in Grand Theft Auto. It's passable.
I guess in comparison to every like tennis video game that you could get on its own. I don't know.
I
haven't
don't play
played
a lot
it
of
yet.
fucking tennis games, but I was like, the characters are kind of swimmy. Like, has anyone else played tennis in Grand Theft Auto?
I haven't yet.
Like, you move around and there's a big jump between where they can be.
You have a lot of leeway. You can accidentally swing too early, and then you can swing again.
Yeah. Also,
Like,
it's like
finish.
if you just hold the swing button down, your character waits until the ball's right there, and then they swing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
easy.
There's like you don't have to time it, so it's kind of bullshit.
I'm thinking of making because recently I made a video that was just showed. It's like 35 different ways to die in GTA.
Yeah.
And I just put it up without any commentary because I feel like
Wasted.
I feel like it's easier for audiences to watch a video that, like, for an audience that doesn't know about us, it's easier for them to start with a video that doesn't have commentary.
I can
They
see
have
that.
to hear us. So it's more for that reason, and it did well. I got like 900,000 views. My next video I want to make is going to be called something like Trevor Phillips, nicest dude in the world, and it's just going to be a compilation of all the shittiest things that Trevor does throughout the game.
Did you
like
see-
just the worst stuff,
Yeah, that's
like
funny.
stab,
I always do the nice things if I can. Like, do you return? Like, someone's bike gets stolen or like the
Yeah.
money gets stolen, you return it.
Yeah.
I don't like being mean.
I like running over the people who try to
Yeah.
commit the theft, though.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Did you see that video that Greg from IGN put out with the real life voice actors for Michael, Trevor, and
I saw the photo. I didn't see the video.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
really
cool.
good.
It's amazing how much they are like the likeness is
Yeah.
true to the game.
yeah, it's just like it's weird seeing them actually interact. Like
I think they had a panel at New York Comic Con as well.
they must have. Yeah, that's where the interview was done.
The actor who played Roman in GTA 4 put out a video where if you paid him,
Yeah, but he was making fun of the guy that played Nico for demanding more money.
oh, was that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted after the game was out and became popular, he wanted more compensation.
Because he only made $100,000.
Oh,
Wow. And he said because the game made so much money, he deserved more of that. And all the other
He
voice
should have said that
actors-
up front in his audition.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like fucking negotiate that when you're making the deal.
Yeah.
That's why that guy who played Roman was like, what a prick. Okay, I'm going to make a video making fun of
Yeah,
that.
that guy's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't play very much GTA 4,
You didn't?
but I did finish 5.
Oh, GTA 4 is fantastic.
I play the shit out of GTA Online. I'm always playing, except now that Pokemon's out, I stopped.
So
Are you playing Pokemon?
you were saying
I've been playing the shit out of some Pokemon.
You really have?
Yeah, I
I
played
didn't think you would.
I think I'm like 8 hours in.
I didn't think you liked Pokemons.
I hate it. I fucking hate
Gus
it.
was telling us at lunch today that he like was playing it for a couple hours and he wanted to like smash his DS because he was so angry.
No, I want to smash my DS because someone fucked me on a Wonder Trade.
Oh, I thought it's because you hate Pokemon.
Fuck. You can trade. You pick a Pokemon, and then a random person in the world picks a Pokemon, and then you connect with each other and then trade them without knowing what you're getting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I thought I was sending out like a super low level character. And I was like, I'm gonna fuck this person over. They sent me an even lower level character. I was so mad.
What was it? A level 3
A level 3
Bumblebee?
Bumblebee. Fuck that. I already had like a level 12 Bumblebee. I need that fucking level 3 shit.
So are you actually enjoying the game?
No.
You
Gavin,
don't like it?
No, not at all.
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
I've really lost the plot with Pokemon after the first 151.
You lost the plot? Here, let me catch you up. You're a little kid, you gotta catch them. The end. There's some trainers and some people you have to beat.
I think I caught all 151 from Pokemon Yellow.
It's like, I feel like I have to play it and I have to finish it because I realize and acknowledge that it's a super huge franchise. People really like it.
Do you find it addictive?
I can't judge it without having played one.
Adam bought a DS to play Pokemon.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like anyone who likes it is like, at this point, nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's
So-
like for having liked it when they were younger, which there's no problem with. Just, I cannot jump into it.
It's interesting that, from your point of view, of someone who's jumping into X as the first Pokemon game you've played, so you're finding it not enjoyable at all.
It's just like wander around. Oh, Pokemon, fight. Yay. All right. Trainer, fight. Yay. It's just so like
Yeah,
what's
that's
the
true.
point of the story? What am I doing? I'm like a little kid. Some adult comes and tells me, give this letter to your mom. You're going to walk around the world. Here you go, mom. She's like, great. Here's your sleeping bag. Get the fuck out. Okay. It's like, swoo, got rid of that 8-year-old.
Yeah, I love
Where'd he go? Oh, he's walking around the world or something.
Oh yeah, I love that in the story they've only just moved there. It's like, hey, you unpacking? Oh, you're going? All right, bye. Didn't even unpack. Hardly. Yeah.
See, your relationship with Pokemon, the game, is kind of like mine with Madden. It made me miserable. It made me like, I hated it, absolutely, but I was so addicted. Like, there were probably about 10 holes in my coffee table from times that I slammed my controller onto it. And one time, so Jordan and I lived together for a few months, and we were playing online, and I got so pissed off, I started screaming at him. And then I felt really bad, and it got a little awkward. And then I think he started letting me win, and I was like, please don't let me win. I feel like a dickhead. It's just like, you're so good at this game, Brandon. I was like,
Do you have-
it up.
we,
But it made me miserable, and I was addicted to it, though. It's like, there's something about being that angry.
You like anger.
That you like.
I guess.
It makes
I
me-
eventually destroyed the game. In a fit of rage, I destroyed it. And I never had to play it again. It was like the fucking Ring.
It makes me think of that at the end of that one podcast Payday Let's Play, where you have the angry message from that other guy.
I know.
Who quit
Oh
NBA
god,
Jam.
I send people such angry messages because they'll do this thing where if you're winning in the last 5 seconds they quit, and you don't get the satisfaction of the win.
Do you still get all the experience and points and all that stuff?
Oh, I don't give a shit about that.
Oh.
I just care about like the satisfaction in seeing win, and then in that's a NBA Jam, it counts as a loss anyway. So I get super angry. Although I'll do it to people if they're fucking bullshit.
Duly noted.
Do you think that maybe that guy thought you were bullshit?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who's your favorite original gym person? Gavin. In Pokemon.
Original gym
Or
person.
your original gym leader. Someone asked that on Twitter.
Oh.
Oh, it's like that's such a random question to ask.
Who was the bird with the all the water Pokemon?
What are you asking me for?
I don't know. Why was I? I don't know.
Who are you gonna ask
The
right now?
bird with all the water Pokemon. There you go.
Well, because I had played Pokemon Yellow and I had a Pikachu and he was awesome and he just ripped them all apart. So that was the best one.
So do you
I don't
have a
know.
favorite Pokemon?
Do I have a favorite Pokemon? Nah.
Nah.
what did you pick as your
Snorlax,
starter?
man.
For this, for X.
Yeah,
X,
I do like Squirtle.
Snorlax is awesome.
I
Squirtle's
picked,
the best
falls
Pikachu.
asleep.
I picked Squirtle back in the old days, but
It's like
This
3
time
new
I-
starters this time.
this time I picked Fennekin or something.
I picked that one too.
Yeah.
Solid.
Is he good?
Yeah.
What does he turn into?
Bryxon.
Yeah, I'm not into the new names. I'm just going to rename them.
Yeah, it's like a 2-legged version of the Fennekin. He like stands up on their rear legs, and he's got or she's got like this stick that's on fire stuck in her ass. Then she like picks it out and like shoots people with it, and then puts it back.
Oh.
It's really weird.
Did you play Final Fantasy and you rename your characters because you think it'd be really funny, and then an hour in, you're like, I'm just full of regret, but I don't want to start over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that.
So I saw that Square said something weird today. They've been remaking all of the old Final Fantasy games and putting them out on iOS and Android, and they're finally at the point where I think Final Fantasy VI is coming out soon. And they said that they're not going to do Final Fantasy VII because it would be too big. That they need for phones to catch up to be able to be big enough to hold it. But Final Fantasy VII would only be like 1.3 gigs.
Yeah, because it's on 3 different discs.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like that
too
just
bad.
seems like a flimsy excuse. Like XCOM on iOS is 1.8 gigs.
Well, if they re-rendered all the video, because like that game is just a bunch of pre-rendered videos. None of it's like, I don't know what you call it, real time or
Well, I guess
so
like
I think if
walking
they're
around
trying to
in the
make it
map and
HD
the
and look
overhead
better,
world,
that's probably, it would probably blow up.
yeah. I wouldn't. And it seems like if they did HD, they haven't done an HD remake of that game. Like then they could.
No,
just put
they
it
did
out.
the tech demo for PS3.
Yeah, that was like a total.
And then they're
that's
like,
producer
great,
convention.
you're remaking it. They're like, no, fuck you, we're not. We're just making you excited.
Hey, Barbara.
Yeah.
Would you ever do DVDA?
What? I didn't hear what you said.
Would you ever do DVDA?
DVDA?
Yeah.
What's that?
Double vaginal, double anal.
double anal.
No!
Would you ever do
Do you
double?
think there's more billionaires or more DVDA veterans?
Would you?
All right, who are the 2 hottest dudes?
Ryan Reynolds, Channing Tatum.
Okay, so if they both wanted in at the same time, you would let them? No?
What if they split it? What if it wasn't?
What if it was like not at the same time?
What?
One in, one out. So they're not actually
Like a
in at the same
seesaw or
time.
like pistons?
Wait,
and
why are
Yeah.
we doing this though?
Well, you know what I mean.
You're
Like
saying
this?
you're saying front and back, not back and back.
Is it
Yeah.
okay? Is it like this, or like this?
Does
broke
anybody? Do we have a
Barbara.
doll somewhere? Just blank.
What is your obsession?
We should stop talking about this.
You keep bringing up DVDA.
I was just wondering if Barbara would do it.
No.
Really?
Why do you want to know so bad?
Why are you surprised? I
Yeah.
feel like the common answer is no.
Would you do that with another guy?
With 3 other guys?
With 3 other guys?
Well, that's what it is. Can you not count?
Oh yeah, no, you're right. porn math is hard.
2 and 2. Double
No, I
double.
wouldn't do that.
Yeah, of course.
Why not, Gavin? What's stopping you? Jesus.
Fucking demented. So I'm honestly a little glad right now that it's not pouring. I was convinced with as much rain as we've been getting lately that it was just going to be nonstop
Yeah, we
rain
had
right
a
now.
crazy thunderstorm on Saturday
Night, yeah.
It knocked over yet another tree in our parking lot, which
Did that tree have any roots?
I think we have
No.
a
It didn't
photo
look like
of.
it. I think we have a
It
picture
looked like
of
it was just like plugged. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
The
looked like
funny
it was just
thing is-
plugged out.
A lot of our trees, the city requires you have a certain amount of trees.
Oh,
and you
so you have to
can't.
plant
We're not
that
gonna
tree?
like plant it and let it grow over the course of 10 years. You get buy a tree and they just put it in there.
Yeah.
But like that's what
That's
happens.
really-
It
We
just
didn't put
hadn't-
that tree in.
We put some trees.
Yeah, but not that one.
That one just
was already
hadn't
there.
grown roots, I guess?
No, there were roots. They were just snapped off.
I'm saying that's probably the same thing. Like we didn't put that in there under those circumstances, but the guy before us probably did because there's no
Luckily-
roots. It's just plopped in there.
Luckily,
No,
there's
there
no
are
cars.
roots. They're just snapped off.
I'll prove
You
it.
can look in their
No.
fucking hole and see it. That's a hackberry. That's what they do. They grow really fast and they fall over.
How are you an expert?
Because
How
I
do
own
you
a
know
house
about
with
this?
fucking trees, dude. I know what I know what happens.
Everything comes back to your house.
Yes, it does ultimately. Yeah,
does
roll
give
your
you a
eyes.
lot of
At least I can
life
identify
lessons.
poisonous spiders.
How is that a thing? How is that? How do you know the difference? What's a non-poisonous spider? Name 10. You see?
I can't name them. I can tell you if I look
do
at
they
it.
look like?
Daddy
Why'd you have
longlegs
to-
aren't poison.
Why is it important to be able to identify poisonous spiders?
So you know if you have to be careful or not.
Just avoid spiders. I didn't see what. How is that difficult?
Well, I let a spider stay in my apartment if I see one
Oh,
because
I
he's
don't.
killing bugs.
See?
Right.
People, whatever.
Yeah.
I just kill everything.
Named him Spot.
If it's in my house, get the fuck out. I kill it.
Fire everything.
Yeah.
But he's working for you. He's getting rid of the.
I don't care. It's my house. Get out.
Well, how do you feel about lizards?
It's my house. Get out. I actually had a little lizard in my apartment the other day, and it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah?
Because I saw it in the corner. I couldn't tell what it was. And so I tried, like, spraying some bug stuff at it.
Some bug stuff at a lizard?
Well, I couldn't tell it was a lizard. It was, like, very light colored and in, like, the top corner of my ceiling. And it, like, skittered away, and it scared the fucking shit out of me. It was bad.
The other day I was on my couch and I stood up and one of my dogs was laying on the floor. And I looked and it looked like there was something weird like coming out of his eye. So like I bent over and I looked down really close and there was a lizard like literally right next to his eyeball. His eyes are open and it's just like right there. And I look at it and then it takes off running. I'm like, I was like, why the fuck is a dog letting a lizard literally get like to the point where it's practically touching its eye? The dog's just like laying down like whatever.
What attracts lizards?
I don't know, short skirts.
Would you be
fucking
upset?
nice legs.
Would you be upset if you found out your dog was just a robot and it was being driven by a lizard?
What?
You know, like that dude in Men in Black, he's got the little alien in his
A little alien guy in
It's
him.
just like a dude like controlling Benjamin.
I don't even know how to respond to that, dude. I'm sorry. I can't deal with that.
That is the weirdest question I think you've ever asked on the podcast, and that's saying a lot.
Would you feel betrayed if Benjamin was a person?
Well, if you dog.
Yeah. We've shared some private moments. So it rained so much that ACL actually canceled the final day of the show.
And for people who don't know what ACL is, it's a big music festival.
The Austin City Limits Festival. I think we have some pictures of it too.
Yeah. There's the flooding.
So it's like a huge music festival. It went on for 2 weekends, and then I guess for the final day they had to cancel it. And they refunded people a third of the ticket price because 1 out of 3 days. But a lot of people buy these wristbands and they sell them on Craigslist or they sell them to someone else. They refunded the original purchaser.
Ah, so the dude got double money.
Yeah, exactly. He got paid and they got a third of it back.
Wow.
That is top.
Yeah. Sucks for the
Unless you're
people
one of the
who
people who
bought
bought
it third
them.
party, Yeah.
Yeah.
Like secondhand.
You're like, oh, I don't know, man. I never got refunded. It's crazy.
Did any of you guys go to ACL? Wait, you were supposed to go,
I
weren't
was
you?
supposed to. And then I came, I went in the office and I looked for my wristband and it had disappeared.
Do you think someone stole it?
No, I'm pretty sure I just threw it away, I guess. That's the only explanation, I think.
Like thinking it was just like a piece of paper or something?
Because it was in an envelope. And that's why I was like, all right, it's an envelope. It's safe. I'm going to put it in this little cabinet. And then that started getting like receipts and shit stuffed in it. But I remember like every now and then I'd see it. It was this pretty gold wristband.
Why'd you have it
like,
at the office and not at home?
I can't wait till that weekend.
Why was it here and not at your apartment?
I figured it was safer here.
You didn't get a fucking magnet and just stick it on your fridge?
Oh, that's a good idea.
What did you-
See, it's because you own a house. You're right. You do have these things.
You know,
Spiders, tickets, lizards. I got it all covered.
We
Trees.
talked about it. Like, I'm so irresponsible when it comes, like, my social security card is, like, with all my Xbox controllers and, like, a
Why?
random
God.
cabinet.
You're
I don't
supposed
know,
to
where
keep
am I
that
gonna put
like
it?
locked up.
Well, who has a place to lock? Do you have a safe?
I mean, not locked up, but like kept away. You're not supposed to carry it with you.
It
or
is
anything
away.
like
It's
that.
I'm not out of it with it. It's in
I
that.
lost my social security card immediately. I think I lost it the week I got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a safe deposit box.
So how do you stop someone from stealing
What
it?
do you keep in there?
It's in a bank vault.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
The bank I had it in actually closed. They moved to a new location across the street, and like they sent me letters talking about how like there was this one day where they were going to take all the safe deposit boxes, take them out of the old bank, and then move them across the street to the other bank. And I guess if you wanted to, you had the option of moving it yourself.
Yeah.
So when you go pick it up, do they bring it out and it's like on a guy's wrist or something?
Yeah.
No,
With,
they
like, a
take you in.
handcuff
Armed
They,
and,
security
they
like-
take you
guards.
into the vault, and it's like 2 keys to open the box, like in Breaking Bad.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's exactly the same in Breaking Bad, actually. The teller goes in, she does her key, opens it, then she leaves, or he, whatever, and then you put your key in, and then it unlocks with the second key, and you just take
Oh,
the box
so you don't
out.
do it both at the same time where you have to sync?
You
No.
could, but I think they like to give you the privacy. That's why they just unlock it, and then they leave, and then you have the room to yourself.
What do you keep in there, if you don't mind me asking?
Like my social security card, my birth certificates, important documents like that.
Right. Okay.
I used to keep my passport in there, but
Surely you need it a lot.
yeah, what happened was one time I was supposed to go to Fan Expo in Canada, and I didn't remember until like 4:45 p.m. the night before, and the bank closed at 5, and I couldn't get there in time.
Oh my god.
And my flight was supposed to be at 7 a.m., so I missed my flight because I couldn't get to my passport in time.
That sucks.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you what happened to my brother when he was traveling to the U.S.?
We'll tell the people.
They were rushing to get to the airport. He was like running late or something, and he got to the airport and realized that he took my mom's passport with him instead of his. And
So he bought a wig.
he named himself Marion. So luckily his flight was actually delayed, so my dad had time to like go get the passport from our house and bring it back to the airport.
I bet
Man,
he
what a
was
pain in the
freaking
ass.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If like that's why I don't want to have kids. I don't want to be the person getting that call like, "Hey, Dad, I brought Mom's passport with me." Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you
Like, do you-
idiot? Like now I have to deal with this because you couldn't look at the goddamn passport.
That seems why you would want to have kids, Gus. So you can like yell at him and like make him feel like an
No,
idiot.
I don't want to fucking go drive.
Gus
and
has enough people to yell
give
at
them
right
their
here.
goddamn passport.
Oh, that's true.
No.
We feel that.
But I was just
role.
thinking, like, did he just open the drawer? Like, we have all of like our birth certificate, passports, like ID cards in a drawer at my house. So I'm wondering if he just opened the drawer, saw a passport, and just was like, "Well, this must be mine."
This is a passport. They'll let me on the plane with this.
Like, I'm just like, how did you possibly do
I
that?
should use a drawer.
Yeah.
Where's your passport, Brandon?
I'm not sure. It might be with all my like my forks, like in the kitchen stuff.
All your forks. Okay.
Like no, next to it. You know, you have like multiple like drawers. It might be in there. It might be in my car.
It's not a good
car.
place for
I
it.
don't know.
You shouldn't.
Well, I was telling Gus like it's good. I feel like it's good to have a plan. You know, like if shit doesn't work out,
So
you
your
just hop in
passport's
your car,
already
you're
in
in your
your-
passport. No, I don't.
His
I don't know what
plan
it
was to have a go bag with his passport, some clothes, and $500. And I was like, you're not gonna get very far with $500 in a fucking bag, Brandon.
Yeah.
is. And a mask, I guess.
Not gonna take you
And a
far.
mask.
In case you had to rob some banks.
What would you need?
Toy gun.
A toy gun.
Wouldn't you need like a fake passport with another name?
I do have an Iranian passport.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Give me some.
Yeah, that'll help you.
Is it still valid?
Yeah, it's a backup.
Wow.
When I moved here, since I had to go through that whole work visa stuff before like getting into the country, I thought that I was gonna have to bring my documents and like all my paperwork from getting my visa with me at all times, just in case I get pulled over and they start questioning me. Because for some reason I was like, they're gonna know I'm not from the U.S. They're gonna start asking me
It couldn't
questions.
be the way you just said drawer like 5 times.
What do you say?
Drawer?
That's not the same word.
How did you say it?
Drawer?
No, I thought you said it weird when you were telling the story.
Drawer?
Let's go to playback. I wouldn't have that. Never mind.
I might have said it wrong.
You said it Canadian a couple of times.
Every now and then a little Canadian will slip out.
There was a
Better than slipping in.
time where I was applying for the I was applying for the visa, and I still was working in the UK doing like random filming jobs around the world.
Yeah.
But to apply for the visa, I had to give my passport to the embassy, and they sent it back to me like 2 weeks later with the visa in it. So my boss was like, I didn't tell anyone that I was applying for this visa. So my boss was like, "Oh, we got a job in Greece. We're leaving on Friday." I was like, "Nope, I'm not going. Don't have a passport."
Oh my god. What'd you tell him? Just that you couldn't go?
Yeah.
The supermarket really needed you that day?
Your visa is
Work
so
at a
much
supermarket.
different than
You
what
used to
mine
work at a
is.
supermarket.
Yeah, like 8 years ago.
Waitrose?
Yeah. Actually, it was like 6 years ago.
Your visa is so much different than mine.
Totally different visas.
His is like an actual page in the passport with like a picture and all this information. Mine is a stapled piece of paper that was like cut out from an application with handwritten numbers on it.
Yeah, mine is a sticker that is the size of a passport
Yeah.
page stuck in.
I have like nothing official. I have an entry
When I
form.
went to Tokyo, normally you go when you travel, if you go to another country, they like stamp your passport.
Yeah.
With like an ink stamp. In Tokyo, they print out a stamp. It takes up a quarter of the page, and they put it on there. It's got like a QR code on it.
Oh, really?
And it has like printed out your
wonder
your,
if I have
your
that in
travel
mine.
information.
That's pretty cool.
Well, they did when I went. Maybe they've updated it. Now it's some kind of future technology when you went.
I was my body clock was kind of messed up when I was there.
You think so?
That,
A little bit.
why are you saying it like that?
You went from the U.S. to Australia
No,
to
I went to I went to Australia.
to Japan?
Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the day where I had just the longest Wednesday ever.
Have we talked about our appearances in Australia coming up?
No.
Okay.
So we're gonna have Jordan and Monty are both gonna be at
Supernova.
in November. I want to say Adelaide and Brisbane. Is that correct?
I think so. I know
and-
Brisbane for sure.
Okay, yeah, so it must be Adelaide
Yeah.
as well. And they're going to have a special appearance at the Australian Centre for the Moving Image in Melbourne as well while they're down there,
Yes.
talking about animation.
And that's between what? The end of October and
It's
mid-November?
It's like the second week in November.
Okay.
Those are the most like introverted, subdued guys. It's funny to like send on like a wild trip together to another country.
I don't think it's going to be a very wild trip. They're both going to be in their rooms animating quietly by themselves.
No, we're like Jordan has to get ahead, quite a bit with our TAA. So
Is
it's
that
just,
why
like,
he
prodding
has
him
extra help now, right?
and
Yeah.
like trying to help.
They've got a department. Have you seen their sign? Their department sign?
No.
You go over there to where he sits. He's got like a
It's like in
Rooster Teeth Animated
crayon.
Adventure department sign.
I think Patrick made it, right?
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
So who's
So Jordan didn't even make it himself.
Who's helping him on the
Dustin.
animation? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dustin
Yeah.
was now Shane.
Shane is now.
Ah, never mind.
Yeah. All those animators, they do everything.
We should have gotten like a nice like 3D rendered RTAA, like.
We had
sign,
one
super-
on the DVD.
Yeah. I think he means for the sign. I keep telling him he needs to make the wood version of an animated adventure from that one
the
short.
Oh, absolutely.
Actually, Patrick, who we were talking about, not Podrick Patrick, one of our Ruby design guys created this little graphic guy
Little
here.
Canadian turkey.
Yep.
I did not even notice that was there.
I was like,
He-
hey, can you make a Canadian turkey? He was like, all right.
He
And,
did
10
that in
minutes
like
later,
10 minutes.
Yeah.
I actually came in and he was working on it. He's like, "Tell Brandon this is done." And I'm like, "What?"
That guy has the most amazing stories. We got to
Yeah.
get him on the green screen one day and talk to him.
He
about
does. He's almost died. He's been stabbed.
I
He's
think he
been
did
shot
die.
at. Yeah, I think
Really?
drowned or
Yeah.
something.
I think he drowned. He's been
What?
stabbed. He's been shot.
Yeah,
How do I not know all this?
Yeah. It's
because he grew
crazy.
up in Jersey. No,
Did he?
like
Michael grew up in Jersey too. He doesn't have stories like that.
but
So
like
Michael
a
shot
couple
a guy,
dangerous
stabbed him.
different cities.
Wow.
I don't know. He has a lot of great stories, but you would not expect it looking at him.
Yeah. No, had no idea. Well, definitely. I'll have to ask him about the times
Yeah.
he's died. I read. God, I'm totally talking out my ass now because it's been a while since I saw it. But I read a weird statistic that said something like, if someone's heart stops beating and you revive them with CPR, 90% of those people die within 3 years of that event.
Whoa.
Like due to heart failure.
90.
Yeah, it's a crazy number.
So is that the kind? You know how sometimes when someone's heart is beating wrong, they have to stop the heart. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They have to stop it and then start it again to kind of like reset it. Is it because of that? Like, do they need to have their heart stopped because it was
Maybe
started again
reboot
wrong?
it?
Yeah.
Well, what happens in those 3 years? Is like heart failure or like
well,
a car
the
accident?
thought is that a lot of times these people were already
Just the chances.
living unhealthy lifestyles.
Things will not work out for them.
So like the next time, like they got lucky one time. Essentially, is what it boils down to.
oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
Like
so it's not
drug
necessarily
overdose or
like
something?
damages it.
I don't know. There's that too. You know, who knows?
You're
Like,
not
I said,
gonna-
I'm talking on my ass. I read this like a year ago. I'll have to go
You're not
back and
meant
see
to
if I
do.
can find the
You're
article.
not meant to do CPR with your mouth anymore, right? You're not meant to blow down people's lung holes.
How else can you do it?
Yeah,
You just press the
Just chest
you're
compression?
supposed to
Yeah.
do both of them.
No, you're not. They said it's like dangerous to breathe in someone's lungs
They?
now. Yeah, the people of the health.
Oh, okay.
If you know any like doctors or nurses, ask them some of the crazy shit that happens. Like I had a friend who worked in intensive care, and there was this guy who like had stitches all the way down his stomach and his chest, and he was a really, really, really big dude. And something happened, like he exhaled or something, and like the stitches came apart, and his intestines just spilled out. It's crazy.
Does anybody want some ham?
No, they have great stories.
No, that
There's
sounds
no one,
awesome.
there's no
Yeah.
one does not.
It's great dinner party
Are
conversation.
you guys also the kind of people who will see something on Reddit that says like, "Not safe for work," warning, like gore or death or something, and you'll be like, "Oh, what does this look
Well,
like?"
we 50-50'd here for like, we were in crunch mode for we did two DVDs at the same time. The RTAA and the RT shorts. So Chris, Jordan and I were here like nonstop, and that was what we would do to take breaks. We would go to Reddit 50-50, and it's either like a cute puppy or like the most disgusting thing you've ever seen in your life.
No, be honest. It's either a naked woman or the most disgusting thing you've ever seen in your life.
No, there's a
There's
ton.
both.
There's more kittens, I think, than naked.
Are
women.
there?
Chris,
I
more
can't.
kittens.
I can't deal with the.
Not just kittens, but cute stuff.
I can't deal with gross.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of gross. That being said, I've still seen a ton of gross videos on the internet. The internet's awful. People were not meant to see that stuff.
Gus, you and I had a gross video off when I started working here.
Yeah.
Remember?
You were pretty bad when I was like first. You showed me Bud Dwyer.
Yeah, I don't
What?
watch that stuff anymore.
He was a politician who shot himself in the face.
Oh, you know what they had recently
live TV.
on Reddit? They had the footage of JFK getting shot,
Oh, I think I saw that.
like up close.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did I watch this? Why did
Oh,
I, why did
that's kind of from a distance though.
But
no, I think this was different,
they
right?
had it zoomed in somehow.
I thought there was only one. It was like some random guy
Yeah,
that
it
got
was,
video
like,
of it.
The Zapruder film.
Yeah.
But they've.
I know that because I
taken-
own a house.
Like it's still from far away, but
They
I don't
t-
know.
they basically
You're
all they
funny.
did. They took the negative and scanned it in HD
Yeah.
and like stabilized it and cleaned it up. And that bullet like took his head off.
Yeah. I read an
I would have
interesting
money
article.
on the skull, but I guess.
But it is weird because there is something wrong with that footage. Like they always say, it's been messed with.
Yeah.
Like he gets shot in the head, the car accelerates, but everyone in the car goes forwards, like jolts forward, like the car brakes.
Maybe they're starting to like jump up or react.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he wasn't the only one
weird about it.
shot, right? Connolly, the governor, was shot too.
I think it
Well,
went
the
through his
bullet
shoulder.
went through JFK into that guy.
Sucks. That's a bad day.
I read a really long article that I thought was interesting about what was happening on Air Force One while JFK was shot. Like while the pilots are getting ready for like their next stop. They were supposed to come to Austin, I guess.
Wasn't the vice president sworn in on Air Force One?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was a moment where there was no president for a while.
Mm-hmm. And they talk about how the vice president normally rides, I guess, in another plane.
Yeah.
And then
'Cause
when
they
came
can't both be on.
right when they came back, he got on that plane, and they had to take off in a hurry because they didn't know if there was going to be an attack on the planes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's right
weird
then
to
and there.
think
You're
that-
president.
It's weird to think that the vice president doesn't just immediately become the president, though.
In most, like a
whole-
lot of the time, it does, or he does. Like Bush
I would
did
imagine
it.
he had to go through a whole bunch of stuff.
There's
Nixon kind of did it. Nixon took 8 years off and then eventually became
There's a
president.
picture of the vice president after JFK got shot, like with his hand in the air, like doing the oath and stuff. And everyone on the plane is just like, this is a picture of them, just like, oh god, I'm president now.
But you know, one of the people in the background of that photo is Jack Valenti, who was the president of the MPAA for many years.
What's MPA?
Motion Picture Association of America.
Oh right.
Really?
Yeah, he's like in the kind of in the middle. He's like between LBJ and the guy swearing him in the background. He's just kind of like leaning forward.
a lot
staring.
of
It's like,
important people
that's
there.
totally Jack Valenti right there.
So what year was JFK bipped?
64?
64. So we weren't alive.
No, we were not alive.
I thought maybe like you might have been. Yeah, I guess not.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I don't know. I didn't know the
How
year.
old do you think I am?
I didn't know the year. It might have been in the 70s.
Like 49.
My parents were little kids when JFK died. Come on, man. Give me a little credit.
Yeah, I think my parents were like 7 or 8.
There's that
Oh,
picture.
there's Jack Valenti. He's on the left under the emergency exit sign. the arrow's pointing at his head.
Everyone's just like, oh god, what a day.
Yeah. Jeez,
And
man.
they talk about, in that article I read, they talk about getting this district judge to come and do the swearing in and like the whole process of what had to happen.
Yeah, it wasn't like a ceremony. It was rushed. It was like,
Yeah,
we
I think
need
as
we need a
that
president.
pictures was being taken,
Yeah.
the plane was powering up to take off, and then like after she swore LBJ, and that judge had to like dart to run and get off the plane, otherwise she was going to end up in
Yeah.
Virginia.
It worked out. LBJ was a good president.
The place where he was shot in Dallas, they put an X on the ground, like a white X. Isn't that a bit tacky?
Just so you know, it's like, well, there's also like the Book Depository Museum right there as well.
Yeah, but it doesn't say anything. It's just
Well,
just
just,
an X.
it's part of history.
Yeah, I guess everyone knows.
I was there, like, for some reason, I drove up to Dallas one day because I wanted to go see the Book Depository. I wanted to see these places. And while I was there at the Book Depository Museum, they had, like, CNN playing on the TVs in there, and that's the day that JFK Jr. died, and that his plane
Oh,
had
the
crashed
plane
and disappeared.
crash?
And I was like, how weird, out of all the fucking days for me to come
That
to
is
this
Yeah.
museum,
weird.
it's like the day that JFK Jr. dies. It's like a super weird coincidence.
Poor guy. That family's crazy. Did you hear about his sister? I don't know what was wrong with her when she was born, but at some point they gave her a lobotomy, and it just like after that she was just nothing. She was just completely gone. Because at that time they still thought that was a good thing to do.
What is that?
I think they disconnect something.
They
in
cut off your
brain.
frontal lobe, essentially,
Yeah.
of your brain.
They're like, this is a good thing. This is a good idea. We should do this.
And just messed her up.
Rosemary or something. Yeah, it's a weird. They have a weird family history, or sad.
Yeah, it's like people. I mean, obviously, people don't understand. Doctors don't understand how the brain works fully.
Yeah.
But there are some people, like some people who are prone to like violent seizures, do see benefit from having like a part of their brain removed. But it's like you have no idea what you're doing. You're literally in there like, oh, let's cut this part off. See if it makes things any better.
It stops seizures, didn't it? If you cut the corpus callosum or something in the middle.
Isn't there a video of a woman who has, what's it called?
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's, yeah. Where they're like poking around in her brain and they poke something and like she's asked to raise her hand and it's shaking and they poke something and it just like stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to do a lot of crazy experiments on people, but they can't get away with anymore. There's a really famous one about like authority, where there's one subject and he thinks he's giving somebody electric shocks, and the shocks keep going higher and higher in intensity. And the guy he was shocking is actually an actor and he's faking it, but he's
Yeah.
like screaming at the top
could
of
just
his
hear the
lungs.
yelling.
But there's another actor who's in a lab coat telling the guy, no, you got to keep shocking him. And the guy just keeps shocking.
Well, some people would be like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. And some guys, without even thinking about it, were just like, yep, next one.
Well, he wasn't
next one.
okay with it. He was like arguing. He was like, no, this is wrong. I shouldn't do it. And
Well,
the
they did it
lab
with
coat
a
guy
bunch
was like,
of-
do it. And he was just like,
Yeah. Let's ridiculous.
Fucking crazy,
There's
dude.
all
But
these
yeah, they
weird-
can't do that. They can't do that shit anymore.
They did one with like 5 people, and five of them were security guards and 5 were prisoners,
Oh,
and they were just
right.
like pretending. But it got like way out of hand, and the prisoners became like really scared, and the security guards were just taking it really to front, like beating them and stuff. It's like they're just regular people in an experiment. Look what happens.
Yeah, you can't do that shit anymore. That shit does not fly.
You also can't give dolphins hand jobs now.
You cannot drop acid with a dolphin and jack it off.
That was on Today I Learned the other day.
I saw. It comes
Yeah.
up every now and then.
Yeah.
Does
It's
it?
like, oh,
That's what the dolphin said.
Is the animated
Yeah.
adventure now like reference material for that?
probably.
I
It's
would
probably
hope
on the
so.
Wikipedia for that article.
Here, let me read this thing. Speaking of dolphin hand jobs, I want to remind everyone, this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by Squarespace, the fast and easy way to create your own professional website or online portfolio. Not only has Squarespace won several awards for their website designs, but nearly half of their employees belong to their award-winning customer service team, nicknamed the Care Bear Layer. You can also easily embed a Twitch TV player into any page on your Squarespace website so you can share a favorite gaming moment. Squarespace starts at just $8 a month and includes a free domain name if you sign up for a year. Get your free trial and 10% off at squarespace.com when you use the offer code GusIsAwesome. That offer code again is GusIsAwesome. Start designing your website right now.
How did you get that promo code?
I asked for it.
Yeah?
I mean, no, they listen to the podcast and they're like, obviously, we need to
Oh.
make this our promo code.
Of
Do you
course.
ever, how much would you pay? Okay, say you could pay 100 grand, and it meant that when you died, you could find out everything in the world that you don't know. So like you could watch the JFK thing. It'd be like free camming in Halo,
Okay.
but like a save film. So you're just watching the past. Would you do it?
You could
So like 9/11, you could see everything that went on. Like JFK, you could see who actually.
So
shot
you could
him.
see everything. You don't just pick
If
one
it-
event. You pick every.
It
You
would
get every
basically
event.
be a
highlight
saved
reel.
film of your life on Earth.
Oh,
Or-
just
or like,
your life, not history.
I guess from any point in history that you pick onwards,
But that.
and you could just look at events.
Could
that
you
happened.
pick like the
Dinosaurs?
creation of the Earth?
I don't think you could.
But even would you could see?
Come on,
after
you're
you
giving me,
die
you're,
too?
you're making this fucking crazy ass scenario. You're saying,
you not-
I don't think you go back.
This
that
could this
far.
would take an infinite amount of time.
Okay, it's from 10,000 years ago onwards.
Onwards, like to the future too, after you're dead.
No.
Oh.
And you pay $100,000.
You pay $100,000 now, but it means when you die, you can learn everything that was confusing to you. You can see like stuff
But
that
you're
happened
about
with your.
to die, so it's like
Well,
you
of course
can't
you
use
would
this
do
knowledge
that
for
because it
anything.
extends your life. You're essentially alive for another 10,000 years.
Okay. You'd have to watch the whole 10,000 years.
Well, yeah, that'd be pretty boring.
can
But
fast
if you
forward.
watch 10% of it, that's 1,000 years.
Okay, so say you had this ability, what would be the first thing you would look at? Like stuff that's always been kind of a conspiracy.
Marilyn Monroe naked.
Has that been a conspiracy?
Yeah, sure. Was she really a woman? I don't know.
Touche.
Fair.
Who would you look at? Obviously, you have something in mind.
I'd probably see what was going on with JFK.
JFK, is
you
that like
could- you
is
could
that like
play-
the big mystery to your life?
Really?
Not really. It's interesting. It's an interesting subject, and you could do slow mo and stuff, just like in Halo.
So is
Like
it just
see
the,
the
fact?
bullet, just being like, oh, that's where the bullet came from.
But you just want to see what happened. You don't think that there was some other big conspiracy. Like you accept.
I just want to see the truth, see the truth behind 9/11.
You're gonna be disappointed. I think it's.
Do you think that there's lies behind both of those?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's all that gunman, the third gunman. and all that stuff.
No.
Second gunman. How many gunmen were there? What-
I'm changing the subject.
No, you're changing the subject. I'm really genuinely curious.
And anything that is surrounded by conspiracy theories is going to be interesting.
What about
to
aliens? Could you find out if aliens existed?
Sure. I mean, listen to a guy who talks about being abducted. You could just rewind his life and see if he actually did get abducted.
Good point. Fair
See
point.
if he passed out in
How
a
many
van
people have
somewhere and had a bad
actually
dream.
said they've been abducted?
There's a good amount.
Yeah.
Probably less people than have had double anal. I would
Well,
say.
there's been dudes who've just gone missing,
TCA.
and the flight recorder has just picked them up saying, "There's something weird in the sky." And then you'd never hear from them or see them again.
That's normally over like an ocean, though.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like, of course, you might not
But
find that.
that'd be cool to watch. Watching a plane go down the ocean.
Oh, that'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Is there any conspiracies that you actually like believe?
I don't think so.
No.
No. Well, are there some that you believe?
No. I was just curious. Everyone's different.
It is annoying when you hear about a theory and it makes sense though.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
what?
they do a really good job of convincing you that their
Like-
theory is correct.
Like the fact that the towers of the twin towers fell down after such a short amount of time of being on fire, and then
But I
they
mean,
show these clips.
short and how do you define like short as 1 second?
Well, like,
or
skyscrapers
a
have
minute or an hour. It
They do
depends
the whole
on your
analyzing of
parameters.
like based on where the plane hit and like how fast it would deteriorate and all this stuff. They actually like did the science saying that the
the
buildings shouldn't
Wikipedia
collapse
of
like that.
videos. They were also analyzing security footage wwhose frame rates were like 12 frames a second.
I'm saying they show it in a way that makes you believe this conspiracy might actually be true.
Here's the thing,
Bad
and I don't want
science
to ruin.
can be used for a lot of reasons.
I don't want to ruin documentaries for you, but if you've ever like edited one, you realize, and we do a lot of that stuff here. You can make people look however you want them to look.
What, just with
like,
editing?
Yeah, editing, like choices
true.
of exact footage. Like maybe that 10 minutes doesn't really help what you're doing, but that 2 seconds does.
It's like The Simpsons when the
Oh.
Gummy to Milo.
Yeah.
Hiney,
Sweet,
Yeah.
sweet.
Mr. Simpson,
ass.
please back away.
Yeah, I mean, you can make somebody look really funny and cool. You can make them look like a giant jackass. Like every documentary you've ever seen is just like it's
The
just the
thing-
opinion of one person.
The thing that made me kind of interested in the 9/11 thing is that they showed all these clips of these skyscrapers that were burning for like 36 hours, and then they just go out, and it's just like a charred building. And then, like, I think the second tower went down within the hour.
It's
of being
also
hit and stuff.
pretty.
They both
It's
went
also a
down,
pretty
like, this way.
unprecedented
Yeah, it was-
circumstance.
Yeah, it was a plane.
I mean, a plane with fuel that's burning way hotter
Yeah.
than any normal fire that went straight into like the pillars holding the entire
Yeah.
tower
But
up.
then they also
not all
showed-
planes are designed the same. They're not all constructed the same way.
But they
either.
also showed, I think, a thermal view of the top of like the debris, and all the corners were much hotter than everything around it. So it makes you think there were maybe charges on the inside of the building.
I bet those other buildings
You
too.
didn't see that?
I've seen that. It's all bullshit.
I bet those other planes too, or buildings too, weren't 110 stories. I don't know how tall the World Trade Center
it's
is,
around
but it was
there.
the tallest in New York, second tallest in the U.S.
Yeah.
Is big. I mean, the circumstances and the engineering is so specific to make generalizations based on like, well, this building, this. It's just silly, and it's things that make sense to people who don't know anything, like who are only making opinions based on like very superficial observations.
Yeah.
And then those things are constructed, the documentaries, where they
Yeah, that's
only
true.
focus on the things that completely help support
Right.
what they're
Yeah, of
saying. Like
course.
any documentary.
Yeah,
But they
they-
do a good job.
They leave out a lot of stuff, I guess. What was with that other building that just
the
randomly
thing
went
is-
down? It was like the
Oh,
tower
number 7?
Tower 7.
Oh, yeah.
There's just footage of it just stood there and it just goes like, like what did that?
They say it's like from the heat or
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That
about
was
It's
another
pretty
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, that is.
I'm not
weird.
gonna get into it.
You
but
get
I
close
watched
to a
that
fire, it's
documentary.
hot. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
It's just weird to see like all
It
this
was like
carnage,
a
and
couple
you kind
blocks
of
away though.
you kind of become desensitized to the fact that 2 giant towers have come down, and they show footage of this other one that's off to the side just go down as well, and it's just like, yeah, but really that's mental.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
If that had happened by itself, you'd be
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
And it was across the street.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Think how crazy it would have been if the White House got hit. Like that to me is like, I can't imagine like
Yeah.
how fucked up. I mean, the whole thing was already fucked up, but like such a like pillar of American democracy and history.
God, that was crazy. You all, how old were you when that happened?
Oh, I think it was like 12 or 13.
Yeah, I was 12.
I was 16. Our fucking geometry teacher turned off the TV and taught us geometry.
Oh, like he wasn't interested in the national crisis. that was
Yeah,
going on.
and like we'll see when something updates. This was already after both towers fell.
I remember
but
they called. I was in elementary school at the time,
Miss Simons.
so they called the 2 older grades, grade 7 and 8, to the gym, and they showed us the footage on like some TV, and they're just like, "You guys could go home if you want and call your parents to pick you up, but you could stay, because it's a private school, so
Yeah.
people get all paranoid that like we're gonna be a victim of something."
Right.
So
I mean, everyone was afraid.
I
People
just
I know in
remember-
Houston,
yeah.
downtown Houston, were afraid and were evacuating.
I remember, like, that morning, obviously I was older than you guys. I was 23. I was living out at some apartments here.
You knew that because you live in a house, right?
I was living out at some apartments here by Barton Creek Mall, and I remember my alarm radio went off, and it was like, a plane hit the tower, this and that, and I just hit snooze. And I walked out to my balcony because I could look to downtown, and I could see the UT tower, and I was like, I guess a plane hit it or something. I was thinking like a single-engine Cessna, and I looked out in the distance at the UT tower, I was like, the tower's still there. They're fucking full of shit. And I go and I take my shower, and I sit at my computer, and I try to load the CNN homepage, and I'm like, CNN's not loading. Fucking internet. My internet's down.
oh my
And I
god,
drive to work, and I'm listening to a CD or something, and I get to the office, and like everyone's huddled around the TV, and they're like, "Oh my god, can you believe what's going on?" I'm like, "What?" Like the tower's like, the tower's fine. I just saw it. They're like, no, the
Let's
world's
talk about the
center."
internet for a second.
Yeah.
Why is it off?
I was like, yeah, why isn't the internet working? No news site's loading right now. It's like a
Oh,
fucking
wow.
idiot.
It just shows you the
tower's
significance of events based on what crashes CNN and BBC and stuff. I think Michael Jackson did the same thing when he died.
A few years ago, there was a guy in Austin who crashed his like single engine plane into the IRS building.
Yeah.
And I remember his name came out pretty quick, and the first thing Gus did was Google him, and he found his webpage, right?
I found his website with his manifesto.
And he was like fucking crazy.
What was his website?
It was like his name.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what it was anymore off the top of my head. But yeah, I remember I saved it because I was like, they're going to take this down. They're going to take this down. I just like screenshot it and saved it.
Wow.
Yeah,
What was his name? Do you remember?
I think it was like Joe Stacker.
Maybe.
I want to say what's his name.
I went to Vegas for this girl I was dating her 21th birthday, and so
21st birthday, really?
21th. It was 21st birthday.
I knew that was wrong because I own a house.
Her 21st birthday, and so it was like me and like 6 girls, and so we were in a taxi, and they were all like doing their own thing in the back, and I had to sit next to the taxi driver. And I was trying to make conversation with him, and I was like, he's like, where are you from? I was like, Austin. Like, oh, you might have heard, recently we had a crazy ass guy who drove a plane into the IRS building. Fucking nuts. He's like, yeah, well, I mean, some people call that crazy, but other people call that a revolution. And I was like, what? He's
What?
like, sometimes it takes like, extreme events to kind of get your point across, with agencies like that. And I was like, holy shit. And then by that time, everyone in the back had heard the conversation as well. And we were all sitting very quietly. And eventually he was just like, well, I can drive you up to the hotel. I was like, nope, curb will do. Let us out.
Oh my god.
You forget that sometimes other people are crazy.
Yeah.
Until you
You know what I've
start having a
noticed?
conversation.
People in America are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Just the public in general.
It's awesome.
It's
Ride
pretty
a
fun.
bus.
Did you see the
people
video
are
of the woman who
emotional
freaked
here.
out on the plane that came out a few days ago?
No. I
Oh
love
my
stuff like
god.
that. What did she do?
She was getting ready to land on. They have the video. They were getting ready to land in Tampa, and I guess for like 20 minutes, she started screaming, "God, you're my savior!" like at the top of her lungs.
Like shrieking.
And like everyone, there she is. You can't hear it, but she's screaming, "God, you're my savior! God, you're my savior!" and like rocking back and forth. And they're trying to like get her to be quiet.
God damn.
And I guess there's that one guy who's recording. He's doing a commentary while he's recording. He's like, she's been doing this for 20 minutes. The flight attendants have asked me to stop her if she tries to get up and use the emergency exits.
This was on landing, you said?
Yeah, you can see in the background out of the window that they're
So they were
touching
worried
down.
that when the plane landed, she would just pop an emergency exit.
Right,
and
she's
run
gonna like get up and run around like crazy.
So they're not really concerned
Like-
about the safety of the plane. They just don't want to fix the door.
Well, still,
No,
like,
it would
and what if
probably
it
fuck
opens
it
up
up.
and like she falls out, and then she's like laying there on the runway, or she's loose if she lives, and there's a crazy person on the airport.
But I mean, that's why they give that speech to the people in the emergency exit
Right.
row. Like they have a certain responsibility. Like
Yeah.
if that was you, would you feel like
I'd be like,
you
yes,
have to
I'm
protect
ready.
it?
So the people, like the poor person who had to sit next to that crazy bitch, does he have to sit in that seat?
Yeah, you in the
Because
video.
I wouldn't put up with it. I'd be like, I'm getting up. I'm gonna stand up while the plane lands because I don't want to sit next to this bitch. She's gonna strangle me.
In the video, you can see that he's like trying to calm her down, and it's unclear whether he knows her or not. And then at one point, she like turns at him and goes, "Don't fucking touch me!"
Crazy.
Yeah, after that, I'd get the fuck out.
I told Gus if I was in that situation, I would punch that bitch out.
Yeah, at
like,
some point
in
you're
a
allowed to knock
heartbeat.
someone out, right?
Yeah,
Would
for,
you get in
for
trouble?
the safety of the rest
Wouldn't
of
your
the
hand
plane.
hurt? Like, isn't that the thing?
Worth
Like,
it.
would you-
Worth it. Absolutely
Worth it.
worth it.
But would your hand hurt more than their face would hurt?
Just get something and hit them.
Okay, I like that idea.
What are you gonna get on a plane? The bloody safety manual.
What about like the no? You can get from the galley cart, like the tray for the food,
Oh, that's good.
Just be like,
Or the
hey,
kettle.
there's food.
or the kettle, the coffee pot. Just fucking wang her.
Work together with the stewardess. Have her like peek her head out of the aisle. Be like, hey, something's coming down the aisle, and then just wham her in
annoying-
the head with that entire
the annoying
cart.
thing
It
is
was like
that-
in Bridesmaids, right? When Kristen Wiig's running around
Yeah.
and fucking tackle her from the galley.
The sad thing about that is that it's so amazingly inconvenient for the passengers. Like they can't do anything really. They just have to live with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't stop her because they'll get in trouble.
Seriously, I would punch that.
Yeah,
bitch
unless
out.
she starts getting up and like trying to do something to endanger the plane.
Is that illegal what she's doing? Like causing a disturbance?
Yeah, I think it is.
If you're yeah.
Thank God
Okay.
she's white.
Yeah, I
That was
I
weird.
don't know any more to the story other than that video.
that was Brandon Farmahini.
I don't know if she got arrested or
Oof.
if there was anything else.
When was that released?
It was like a few days ago, like 5 days ago maybe.
Okay, so maybe there's an update. Should find out. Speaking of recent videos, we put out that Bare Naked Ladies music video on Tuesday
Yeah.
for Odds Are.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We teased it. Well, we talked about it last week on the podcast, but we hadn't actually put it out yet.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was really catchy.
It's already passed 1 million views.
I downloaded it. I actually played it this morning while I was getting dressed.
I
It's a good
played
song.
it as well.
That was being
Barbara's
made
in it.
while we were shooting Gauntlet.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
those scenes with Barbara right there in
That's during
downtown
Gauntlet.
Austin. That's with the Gauntlet
It's
people.
Greg Miller.
And there's me.
I like how inconvenienced you look in this video. And Bernie.
And
Gov.
Gavin.
We did not shoot that at a giant football stadium.
Don't give away.
Kara can backflip like crazy.
Yeah.
That was her backflipping in the background.
I posted that link on
And
my
she can
Facebook.
flail
And
E.T.
all my Canadian friends are just like, well, you win the internet now.
Yeah. As a
'cause
Canadian, that's a big deal, right?
Bare Naked Ladies is huge. Like, they're a big band in the world, but in Canada specifically, they're really huge.
Well, it's like the hometown boys. They're from Canada.
Yeah.
I think our box set in Canada included a sticker featuring Ed Robertson from the Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah. He's a big celeb there. So that was
It's a big
pretty
celeb
cool.
everywhere.
I think, like,
We were eating
I
dinner
think
with
the
him one
peop-
time, and some lady said he was on her list.
Oh,
That's
goodness.
big time.
Has anybody said that to you?
No, God, no. No one's ever told me that.
What? They want to bang you?
That I'm on their cheat list.
Oh, okay.
Gross.
My wife
wonder
told me
how-
she wanted to bang me once. It's pretty sweet.
Did you mark it on your spreadsheet?
Yeah, check.
Did that ever work out?
What? The spreadsheet?
The banging.
Yeah, it did. It
Oh,
worked out
sweet.
great.
That's awesome.
It worked out the best, no kid.
How long were you crap at shagging?
35 years?
I knew that was going to be the answer. How about you, Gavin?
I'm terrible. I'm fucking awful.
What, just
I
like-
would not sleep with me.
No?
No. I'm awful.
Didn't we ask that question on the podcast
Dreadfully
once?
honest.
If you had a clone, would you bang that clone?
That's a whole different thing.
No, I think the question is that masturbation?
No, but would you do it?
I think
No.
Gus is saying if he was a woman interested in him.
The way this question works, every guy says no, every girl says yes.
Yeah.
You would
Oh, yeah, totally.
go down.
Would you?
Your
own clone.
Your clone, Chris.
Chris would not. Kara's
Why would
telling
we be asking if you
Kara's
would
telling me in my ear that she would. So yeah, your theory is correct.
Why would you?
It's because girls are very,
Chris is sat in the corner going, "Yeah, I totally would." Oh, I thought you were talking about Barbara's clone. Like, Chris would bang
Well, that's gonna
Barbara's
be
clone.
really awkward. Not you, but the
but
clone.
my clone. She's gonna be really cool.
So you
Don't
would
worry.
bang Barbara?
Why are these questions right now? Let's stop this.
Oh, Chris.
I'd
He's like clutching a beer there so nervously. It's really
and it's like
endearing.
right in the center of his crotch, like subconsciously, like.
I wouldn't even
Keeping it
want
at
to.
bay.
I wouldn't even want to flirt with myself,
Yeah, that would be weird.
let alone touch or do anything.
Well, you wouldn't
goofy.
have to. You'd both just be like, let's do this.
No, this one wouldn't. The other one might.
What?
What's hard to understand about that?
Everything. So your clone would want to bang you, but you wouldn't want to bang it? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I can't speak for my clone because I'm not him, but
But
I wouldn't want to.
It's just you.
But your clone's you.
Like, imagine
But
just
if
you, again. You have the same thoughts, the same everything.
If we cloned you, your clone would be thinking exactly what you're
That's,
thinking
no,
right
that's
now.
not true because otherwise we'd be moving the same way.
No,
But
it's
you're
just
not
like
in the same place.
What?
I'm so
You're
confused.
moving the way you are because of where you are. If your clone was standing there, he would not be moving the same as you.
Okay.
It would be like if you were standing there, what thoughts would you have? Those are the thoughts he's having.
Yeah, but if we were just stood facing each other and we both had the same brain with the same thoughts, if I did this, so would he, wouldn't he?
Yeah, except it would be the other hand.
But
No, you
that'd be
wouldn't-
hard to have sex with.
Dumb conversation.
Every conversation we have is dumb. Fucking almost 300 dumb conversations.
Yeah. What podcast are we on right now?
Gus, would you like your clone?
No. Why would I? I don't like anybody.
You wouldn't want to hang out with your clone? You both are like have the same mentality.
No.
Who do you like least at Rooster Teeth?
Who do I like least at Rooster Teeth? Brandon and Barbara are campaigning for it right now.
Yeah, no one's cutting to me.
I don't think it's either of
Are
them.
we both pointing at ourselves?
I'm gonna.
so.
I'm gonna say. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to say.
Oh, do you really
You.
have somebody though? Like you think?
Of course, there's someone you like least. You don't like everyone the same, do you? Even
no,
if you.
I love some people I
even
like
if you
more than
love
the others. I wouldn't say
everyone.
there's somebody that like, I really don't like.
Right.
I think
So,
it's easier
okay.
to answer who you hate the most.
Let's make this less about people who aren't here. Say there's 40 people who work here. Where do I rank for you?
I mean, how many tiers are there?
Just like percentage-wise.
No, out of 1 to 40.
1 to 40? 8? Is that good?
That's like top 20%.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I mean, sure.
What would you put me at?
Don't answer the question.
It wouldn't be
what
higher
about
than
you?
8. Like,
Gav, you'd be in my top 5.
Would I?
Yeah. Oh. You're my lad.
That was weird.
Gross.
I just drank
I
your
like
skin.
Gus.
Hey, everyone likes Gus. In Gus's mind, Gus is everyone's favorite.
So you're number 1 on everyone's list. in
I
your
think
mind.
everyone has me as number 1 on their list.
I remember when you came back from vacation, I was like, oh, hey, Gus.
Thanks,
You're like,
Kara.
You're number 1, boss.
Yay. Carrie just told me I'm number 2. I don't know if she means I'm shit or if I'm number 2 on her list.
Did we ever say that you're my boss? I'm your only employee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam used to be my employee, but
No, it's just me.
I promoted him to my position so that I wouldn't be his boss anymore.
But isn't it all a load of crap, though?
Yeah. It's just when someone's in trouble.
Yeah. 'Cause I just see myself as an employee of the company. I mean, Jeff's my boss, but what does he do that's boss-like, apart from, like, no, nothing.
He keeps liquor at his desk.
He, will
true.
attack me sometimes.
He can make a good drink.
Yeah.
Boss man.
It's like Mad Men. He's just got a fucking bar.
Yeah. I haven't seen Mad Men.
Oh. You go to the boss's office, you drink. Although in Mad Men, everyone has a drink. Did you see that video that Banksy put out over the weekend?
Yeah, he sold his art
I just
for bugger
watched
all.
it, yeah.
He paid some old guy to sell original artworks of his in Central Park, like in a line of merchants for like $60 each.
Yeah.
When you told me about that video, I thought it was going to say, like, original Banksy works.
No.
It just says spray art or
Yeah.
something like that.
And
Well,
he sold 8 all day.
Well, the point he's proving is that art is a load of crap, right?
Yeah.
and the people
then-
who value his art
Yeah.
is a load of crap. Like, all those people that are like, Blanksy's a genius, I'm going to pay this much money. He's basically saying, like, you're all idiots. And
Yeah,
that was the
here's-
point of his movie, too.
Yeah, it's
is
like, here's your chance.
You're all idiots.
Yeah, I think even,
it
like-
is what it is.
So I think the old man sold 8 pieces of art while he was out there. 4 of them were to one guy who said, I just remodeled my apartment and I need stuff to cover the walls.
How lucky do you think those people feel right
That
now?
guy probably bought like $1 million worth of stuff.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
that's fucking crazy.
Like, do you think they're going to sell those for tens of thousands of dollars? However
I wouldn't say I'd keep it. I'd be like, yeah, that's a Banksy. You don't have one?
What you gotta
Jeez.
do, you keep it until Banksy's dead.
Get on my
and then
level.
You sell it.
So you think Banksy is a person, like an individual? I don't think so. I think he's
Yeah.
just like a movement. He's just
He's a
like
bloke called
an idea.
Clive.
And
I
it's
think
just,
it's one guy.
what makes you think that?
That's not what you said earlier.
Because I feel like when you have a very specific style, it's hard to master.
Is it I mean, it just seems, it's not so much
They could be
so
ideas.
specific style. It just seems like more of a concept. Like, it doesn't seem like it'd be that hard.
I
for-
could see a group doing it.
Yeah.
I like to think that it's a person. It's an individual.
Banksy is a very famous street artist for people who don't know.
I
for
think
the
it's cooler
ignorant
if it's
people.
just like an idea, like fucking Batman.
What
It
do you mean?
reminds me of. Like
Batman's a person.
You think Batman's a movement?
It is, yeah, but he's still like more than a man. He's like an idea or a
Yeah,
concept.
he's a
because the whole
Batman.
point is
But
like you don't know who he's actually
He's
is.
not called Bat
You don't
Concept.
know who Banksy is either.
Yeah,
not
so it
called
works.
Bat Idea.
But
He's
people
called
don't know
Batman is
Batman
one
is
man.
Bruce
He's
called
Wayne.
Batman.
They
Batman
don't
is
know
not-
Batman's Bruce Wayne.
Batman's
he's like
not a group
anonymous.
of people.
He's not called
I
Bat
know.
Idea.
In that sense, yes, you are
You just
correct.
made the worst analogy
No.
possible.
In that sense, yes, he is real.
Oh,
but
look
you
at
don't know who
Spider
he is. There's
Concept.
no like identity behind him.
It's super idea. Come to save the day.
It's just a giant light bulb that turned on.
Oh my god. You guys are funny.
You made the worst point in the world.
Yeah, I thought about that and I was like, oh, am I gonna save this one?
Batman.
Are you saying that anyone can be Batman?
I'm saying, like,
saying
I think
this-
what makes the new ones cool isn't so much that there's Batman and he's a person. To a lot of people, Batman is an idea, and that's what Nolan was going for.
Well, it's
like
like
it's
in
not
the-
like in the other movies.
it's
It's
in The
like
Dark Knight.
Batman's a guy.
Like in The Dark Knight when there's all the copycats.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
s-
and people are trying to like represent that.
Well, it's like the Stig.
What's up?
The Stig
From Top Gear.
from Top Gear.
Fuck you. I don't know.
Guy in the white helmet.
He's like
Nope.
the good driver.
It's a bunch of different guys, but they're all the Stig.
There you go.
Well,
Or Batman, or like Batman.
there's only one
I
Bruce
saw
Wayne,
the Stig once with his helmet off.
You did.
Yeah.
right?
Well, see, no, but the end of the end of the last Dark Knight movie. That's the whole point, right?
What? There's only one Bruce Wayne?
No, Robin like rises from the pit or whatever and ascends, and like Batman is reborn.
What?
I don't know. That's a stretch. They don't
No,
ever
it's
make
not.
that connection.
That was what they implied. He's
That
gonna
was
be
probably
Batman.
my least favorite part of that movie. When
What,
they
when
finally
he's-
What about
like,
all
they
the whole
call-
movie?
They call the guy Robin at the very end. It's like, oh, come on.
Oh, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
The dialogue could have been better too. It could have been like,
Well, it would have been cool if Joseph Gordon-Levitt was just like just did something really ridiculous at that line, just to like make fun of.
Did
how
you see
stupid
that
it
new
was.
movie he's in? Don John?
No. Did you?
I did, yeah.
Was that the porn one?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was really funny.
Was there any DVDA?
Not that I saw, no. But there
Gavin,
are a lot of boobs.
How
in that
many
movie.
people would that require?
Five.
Okay.
Very good. You improved on your porn, man.
There you go.
I didn't get that movie based on the trailers. I wasn't sure what it was about.
Yeah.
But it got the fucking Good Vibration song stuck in my head for weeks.
Yep. Still in there. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it.
It's got Scarlett Johansson also, right?
Mm-hmm. She's really great in it. She plays like a Jersey girl. She could do that accent very well.
The new Thor movie's coming out soon, isn't it?
Yes. The Dark
World.
World?
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
I finally saw fucking Iron Man 3.
I still haven't.
I don't have good memories of that movie.
Yeah, that's probably a
It's just
reason.
unmemorable.
Yeah.
I like seeing those movies on Netflix because you watch a movie on Netflix and it's 1,000 times better than it would have been in theaters because you just compare it to other Netflix stuff.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, this
is the
movie's so
most
new.
amazing film
And it was free.
I've ever seen.
And it annoyed me, like with all the suits and stuff, and how quickly those suits.
Yeah.
Just like one of them banged its knee on a railing and fell apart. It's like, come on, dude.
That's
an
why it
Iron Man.
was a not final suit. I don't know.
No, it was.
Not the one he was using.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just forget about that one.
It was okay. Iron Man 1 and 2 were.
I want
were much
Avengers
better.
again.
That was a great movie.
Although I did like the kid in Iron Man 3. I thought it was kind of like I felt like he was
that's
obviously
funny.
thrown in there to try to like make little kids like the movie, but I liked him. I thought Robert Downey Jr. and the kid had a good back and forth.
I like the bit where that random bad guy was just like, dude, they're really weird here. It's like, what's that line he says?
Yeah. Spoilers.
Chris Pratt's in a new movie they're having, right? Is he going to be in an Avengers movie later on?
Where's Jack to pull up IMDb? We need to find this out.
Who's in what?
The guy from Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah, who is he?
That's his name, right?
Yeah.
He's in that one movie, Nebulous. No, that's a character.
He's all yeah. He got all buff for Zero Dark 30, right?
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight for the baseball movie. I think they had a throwaway joke in Parks and Rec. He was like, I stopped drinking beer. It was like the end of the conversation. Because he's good looking now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what movie did you say he was going to be in?
It's a new Marvel Universe movie. It's like something in crazy space.
Okay. All right. Well, on the crazy space note, it's about time for us to wrap up.
Real quick, Chris has been reminding me to bring up the Gauntlet because episode 3 premieres on Sunday. But
Does it?
He's been doing it because I don't have an earpiece, so he couldn't tell me. So he's been miming it.
You could have told me, Chris.
And he started doing it during like our double anal penetration conversation. So he was just kind of like, oh. I was like, Chris, what point are you?
Oh, like
you
the
trying to
gauntlet. Wow.
I was like, I don't know.
I literally have an earpiece, and you have a headset. You can talk to me.
I don't know how relevant that
I just
is.
saw
Yeah.
Chris like creepily staring at you,
So-
smiling, trying to get your attention.
Watch the Gauntlet.
So coming out this Sunday,
October
is,
20th.
5 p.m. Central for sponsors, 7 p.m. Central for the public. And I think it's a lot of fun. We just put it together, and you guys are all in it, I think.
Yeah.
Hell
And
yeah.
All three
You're
of
all
us.
really funny.
And you're also in it.
Am I?
Yeah, in like some of the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
okay. Well, on that note, we're calling it quits. So come back on restart your thing, Brandon. Restart it. Reconnect. So we'll be back on Monday with another episode of Rooster Teeth Podcast next week, and we'll be back on this Wednesday with another episode of The Patch. So until then, we'll see you guys next
Happy
time.
I love you, I love you, I love you.
This is the Rooster Teeth Podcast, Irish